Welcome to the Brian Craig Show. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. Welcome, one and all. The media are in full mode right now with one mission, and one mission only. We got a lot to cover on the program today. We're going to go through a lot of this and take your calls. But the main agenda, the main mission of the Never Trumpers, the Democrats, and the media right now is to discredit and slander President Trump, which is what they've been doing for the last almost 12 years. And the purpose of them doing this, they want you to think that Trump is unpopular, the MAGA agenda is unpopular and has failed, and that people have turned against President Trump. None of this is true. And what those of us in the MAGA movement need to do, we have a simple mission. Our mission is very simple in the MAGA movement. And whoever you are, if you're a Republican, if you're MAGA, you can do this. And that is turn out and vote in November. If we want to have a red wave and a blue flush, wouldn't that be nice to wake up to a red wave and blue flush in November? We need to swap them at the polls. It's all about voter turnout. I told you guys before New Year's, that's what this year is all about. If we have a large turnout and swap them at the polls, there will be a red wave and a blue flush come November. That's it. And don't believe all this nonsense that you're getting from the media, the left, and everything else, from these Never Trumper forces. Not only is Trump as popular as he's ever been, he's more popular than ever. As an example, the liberation of Venezuela that President Trump is responsible for with tossing out Maduro. We have Hispanics on our side now forever. Yeah, Cuba's next. There's a lot of reports today that war with Iran is imminent. Steve Kane made a prediction the other day, and I had not thought about this, and I hadn't heard anybody bring this up, and Steve was spot on with this. He thinks that the president's waiting until after the Olympics are over to make a military move with Iran. Yeah, it looks to be that way. Iran has been a thorn in the side of this country since 1979, when the Islamic Revolution took over and they took our embassy. And since then, Iran has been funding Islamic terrorism all over the world ever since. And the past few years, Iran has been making multiple attempts on the greatest president ever, and that's Donald Trump. You guys know this. And President Trump wants to take out Iran for a number of reasons. I mean, one, if he could take out the Islamic leadership of Iran while he's in office, this is he won't have to worry about them for the rest of his life. They have been after him since he took out Soleimani, the Iranian general, in his first term. During the campaign, there were multiple reports of Iranian hit squads in the country after him during the campaign, right? He doesn't want to live his life that way, so he has a personal reason to take them out. And by the way, as a red-blooded American, you should support taking Iran's Islamic Republic out of power just on the fact that they've been trying to kill our president. Right? I mean, just on that alone, don't you agree with what he's doing? You should. I do. And I know you guys do too. Now, the trolls, they're all, the Never Trumpers. President Trump can do nothing right by their standards. But also, President Trump has made a lot of alliances in the Middle East in this second term, things we would never see. We saw this with, we got the Gaza Peace Council's meeting today and ending the Israeli-Gaza war and all of this. And when President Trump went to that conference, that meeting in Egypt, he got there really late because of that ceremony that he was a part of in Israel, and they all waited. And he's gotten beyond the Abraham Accords in the first term. A lot of people don't understand the Abraham Accords. These are countries that considered Israel their blood enemy. They didn't even recognize that Israel was a nation. And the Islamic world, almost all of the Islamic world now, the Middle Eastern part of the Islamic world have recognized Israel as a sovereign nation now. Big deal. And President Trump wants peace in the Middle East. Every president that I can remember has been trying to bring peace in the Middle East. Nothing's worked, and President Trump has come about it in a whole new way. A lot of it's economic, right? You know, these people, they want to be prosperous, they want to be rich and live a great life, so he uses that. But the thorn in the side of any meaningful peace in the Middle East or in our world has been Iran. Iran has been stirring up trouble in the world just like, Putin's doing now in Russia forever, and he wants to stop that too. So war is imminent, and what this war would be like with Iran, I don't know. Will it be in and out quick? Maybe, hopefully, maybe not. No one knows. Anytime you get involved in a military conflict, the length and the outcome and the direction that it'll take is unknown, right? But I do know this, that as long as the Islamic theocracy are ruling in Iran, there's always going to be problems in the Middle East. There's always going to be death and destruction and wars, and it's all because of Iran. So it's got to be done. Enough. People have been talking and negotiating with these fanatics in Iran forever and a day, and it's over. And it looks as if Trump's going to take them out. So if you look at the history of the United States, like I remember in 2004 when Bush was running for re-election. Now, this isn't a presidential election year, but it's similar to it. This is not a normal midterm election year. But in 2004, those of you who were listening to me then, and I know a lot of you were, in 2004, I never had a doubt that George W. Bush was going to win re-election. I talked about this a lot, and the reason I was confident, because in the history of the United States, a president never lost a presidential election in time of war. That's a fact. No president of the United States has lost a presidential election while the nation's been at war. That's just a fact. Why that is, there's many reasons, but I'm not going to get into that right now, but that's a historical fact. Now, midterms, this is a midterm, and this is a midterm very much like a presidential election season. President Trump says he's going to treat it as such. 2 nights ago, the entire cabinet, led by Susie Wiles, had a special dinner at that Capitol Grill restaurant in D.C., talking about the strategies for this midterm election season. And if war breaks out with Iran, which it looks like it's about to happen, and you can see that the media are starting to prepare the American people for war with Iran, on that alone, there'll be a red wave and a blue flush in the midterms, which is what we need. So the radio show will be starting in a few minutes. This is the pre-show. If you would like to call in, please do. The number's toll-free, 888-465-2631. I'm going to talk about all these things and much more, and take your calls. And what I'm going to open with when the radio show begins, what I'm going to open with is what's going on in Georgia today. This is very important, what's happening in Georgia. And you're going to get some analysis you're not going to hear anywhere else, because these people, they just don't understand what they're talking about. So I'm going to cover that. I'm going to get into this. After that, I'm going to get into this nonsense that happened with Tucker Carlson, who's completely lost his mind, Tucker Carlson. This publicity stunt that he pulled in Israel is an embarrassment. He's better than that. And here we have Tucker Carlson pulling a publicity stunt totally based on lies. According to Mike Huckabee, the U.S. ambassador to Israel, representing President Trump, he's good friends with the president. According to Mike Huckabee, Tucker Carlson made the whole thing up. So whose word are you going to take, Huckabee or Tucker Carlson? And I'm going to get into the details of that after I go through the Georgia incident. But for him to do that the same week that Stephen Colbert pulled this fake lying publicity stunt, just for the life of me, I don't understand why Tucker would have done it this week. I mean, I know why he did it, but the timing was pretty bad. It's never a good time to do a fraudulent publicity stunt based on lies and everything like he did. There's never a good time for that. But doing it like as the Stephen Colbert publicity stunts being exposed was just stupid. So we're going to cover that and a whole bunch more. I got a lot of other issues to cover as well. But these are a couple of the big issues that I'm going to lead with in the first hour or so. Now, if you would like to call in, those of you that are new, the number is toll free. It's pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631. The radio show will begin in less than 2 minutes, and then I'm going to open up and get into what's happening in Georgia. But if you'd like to call in, the number is toll free, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are listening. And you're welcome to call in regardless of your political opinion. If you agree with me, you're welcome to call in, but you do not have to agree with me. If you disagree with anything that I'm saying or any of the points I make, you are welcome to call me out on the carpet live on the program. And no one else does that. I mean, this is a pretty exclusive opportunity that you have, especially here on YouTube in the conservative MAGA space, okay? You know, most people that do political shows, they don't like to have that direct connection with the audience. And here, you can do more than leave comments in the chat room or in the comments of the video. You can call in and call me out on the carpet. Now, we're going to be on the radio in less than a minute, so it has to be radio-safe language, all right? I know this is a big thing to ask of some of you, but no profanity, okay? No profanity. All right, we got about 40 seconds, and then the radio show will begin. All right, stand by. All right, 35 seconds. Oh, man. Yeah, the Gulf of America. I'm going to, not this weekend, but the weekend after, I'm going to be going to the Gulf of America. That's right. Very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. The Gulf of America. I've been to the Gulf of Mexico, but I haven't gone to the Gulf of America since it's been the Gulf of America. All right, stand by. Welcome to the program, everyone. It is Thursday already. Holy smokes. My name is Brian Craig, and you are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. We've got a lot to cover, a lot to talk about today, and there's a lot of big stories happening. And I'm really excited. I just realized, because I was looking at the date, not this weekend, but a week from Friday, I'm taking a trip to visit some friends, and I'm going to actually, for the first time, visit the Gulf of America. Now, I've been to the Gulf of Mexico many, many times, but I haven't had an opportunity to take a dip in the Gulf of America since it's been the Gulf of America. And I just realized I'm wearing a Gulf of America t-shirt right now, and I just realized, wow, yeah, I'm going to be in the Gulf of America a week from tomorrow. I can't wait. The Gulf is always nice, but I think it's going to be a lot nicer now that it's the Gulf of America. All right, so welcome to the program. Here we are. It's midterm election season, and we have so much to cover and so much to get into. And, what we're really wanting is, and we are definitely positioned for this to happen, what we all want in November is a red wave and a blue flush, right? A red wave and a blue flush is what we want. And the media are going to do a lot of brainwashing. And something is happening today. The president is traveling to Georgia. Is this the first time? Did he go to Georgia during the campaign last year? I can't remember. Did he? Is this his first time back to Georgia since they arrested him in Fulton County and gave him a mugshot? I mean, my goodness. Shame on you, Fulton County, Georgia. Fannie Willis and her boy toy gigolo boyfriend. Shame on Georgia for that. But the president's going to Georgia. And this is a big trip. I do have his schedule. This is from local news station. He's going to Rome, Georgia, and President Trump this morning, this is scheduled for after the show this morning. It's scheduled till after 9 a.m., so I appreciate the president and the White House scheduling the president's activities after the end of the program. That's always good. But right after 9 a.m. is that Board of Peace event. But when that is over, the president is flying to Georgia. He's visiting local businesses in the early afternoon. He's going to do some interviews there. And he's going to visit later in the afternoon, take a tour of a steel company and give some remarks there. And of course, he's going to mainly be talking about the economy. But Georgia, we've got a special election going on because of Marjorie Taylor Greene's betrayal. There's a special election going on. And this is a really messed up race. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is a fraud. I'm sorry. She's not a defender. I know she runs around telling everyone that I defend the women. I defend women. Really? Can someone please interview Brian Glenn's wife that Marjorie Taylor Greene stole Brian Glenn from, and ask Brian Glenn's wife if Marjorie Taylor Greene was looking out for her as a woman? I'm the defender of women as I'm stealing husbands. Do defenders of women also have a sideline of being a home wrecker? How can you be a home wrecker, steal a woman's husband, and go around saying you're the defender of women? Now listen, I don't know. But maybe there just seems to be a conflict. I stand for women, except the women who have husbands I want to have sex with. I don't stand for them. I just want to bed their husbands and steal them from their families and destroy lives because I'm selfish. Yeah, it's disgusting, isn't it? Home wreckers. Home wreckers standing up for women. Some hypocrisy there. Well, anyway, because of Marjorie Taylor Greene's betrayal, we have this special election going on in her House seat. Now, Trump has endorsed someone. However, there are 18 people running for that. That is not an exaggeration. There are 18 people who are running for that House seat in the special election. 18. So... and to win, someone's got to break 50%. So, that's all. That's like impossible. So what is likely to happen, because there's 18 people running in Marjorie Taylor Greene's special election district. Oh, she's happy. She's got Brian Glenn in a house in Costa Rica. That's right. Oh, my goodness. Disgusting. Disgusting. I know. Isn't that something? I tell you. So there's 18 people in this special election in Georgia. The chances of the Trump-endorsed candidate winning are slim to none because you got 18 people running. It's really a meaningless election, but the media, the never-Trumpers, the Democrats, the rhino rats, Republican against Trump, Republicans, are going to portray this as a Trump loss. Look how unpopular MAGA is. The guy that Trump likes didn't win. Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat went to somebody else. People don't support MAGA. That's what the spin is going to be. But this election, this special election for Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat is so stupid. The whole thing is stupid. You know why? Because they got to run again. Whoever wins this election, if anybody wins it, with 18 people, how do you get over 50% of the vote? But if no one wins by not getting over 50% of the vote in an 18-way race, Trump's candidate will lose too. So they'll portray that as a Trump loss. So ridiculous. But whoever wins, if anybody wins the election, they have to run again in the primary in May. And then they have to run, and whoever wins that has to run again in November. This is a special election just to finish out Marjorie Taylor Greene's term. So it's a meaningless election. It's an election that even if it was going on in my district, I'd be like, this is hopeless. There's like so many people running. How can we possibly win this? But but the media are going to portray it as a Trump loss. By the way, early voting's already begun. This is the local CBS affiliate in Atlanta. President Trump is set to head to Georgia's 14th congressional district as voters go to the polls to choose who will replace Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, CBS News in Atlanta, they say Marjorie Taylor Greene, obviously a typo. Her middle name's Trader. Trump's visit comes days after early voting began. I wasn't exaggerating. 18 candidates are in the crowded field. Earlier this month, the president endorsed Clay Fuller, the former district attorney of Lookout Mountain Judicial Circuit, for the seat. Well, we have a lot of people that want to take Marjorie Taylor Greene's place and many, many candidates, and I have to choose one, Mr. Trump told reporters on Air Force One. They say whoever I endorse is going to win, but we have a lot of good candidates that want to take her place. With so many contenders, no candidate may secure the 50% majority needed to win the election outright. So if no one wins, there's a runoff April 7th. And out of 18 candidates, who's going to break 50%? Is it even possible? And if someone wins the runoff on April 7th, there's another primary May 19th for the election in November. This is so stupid. Thanks a lot, Marjorie Taylor Greene, earning her middle name. I guess her parents knew she was going to go on to betray people. Oh, I guess her first husband. Is that Marjorie Taylor Greene? Is Trader her maiden name? So I guess her family is a family of traitors to have that name. And this is just disgusting. But the media are going to portray this as a loss for Trump, a loss for MAGA. Oh, he's unpopular. This guy, Clay, didn't win. Yeah, there's 18 people, but he didn't win. Over 50%. Just be prepared for that, people. All right, we're going to take our first break. If you're on hold, hang in there. If you'd like to call in, the number is toll-free, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back. Yeah, I think you guys agree with me about that, don't you? I mean, that's what the media are going to do. It's totally absurd. There's the chant when you thought I was exaggerating with 18 seats. No, it's by the way, these stories are all on my X at Brian Craig Show. You can read through them. You know, how could you, and even the president says, well, you know, yeah, I like this guy, but there's a lot of other people running, okay, you know. Yeah, that's why these special elections turn out this way, because special elections, and I know in different states they may do things differently here and there, but for the most part, special elections, and we've seen them do this already, that they keep pointing to, all right, are all like this. They're all a mess, that are impossible to win, and then they tout it up as a Trump loss. The voter turnout is low in special elections, and you have so many people in the field that the votes get split so much. They're really a waste of time when they run them this way. But maybe that's how they want to run them. Maybe they want them to be a waste of time. I don't know. I will take calls when we get back. I've got so much to cover today, and we're going to go through a lot. By the way, in the chat, give me a yes or a no. Do you support President Trump taking out the Islamic leadership of Iran, which looks like what we're going to do? I do. Do you guys? Yes or no? Do you support Trump taking out the Islamic leadership of Iran? I'm curious about that. About 2 minutes, and we'll be back. Absolutely. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, look at all those yeses. It's not going to be like the war in Iraq. Okay? and it'll be overwhelming air power. And they've been doing a lot of flying over there the last week, so they have all the targets ready. Look at all those yeses. Wow, 101%. Yes, 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 yes. Wow. So overwhelming support for taking out the Islamic leadership of Iran. Can you imagine how peaceful the world will be when the Islamic government, the theocracy, is not in power any longer? That's amazing. I mean, that's like boom, right down the line. Yes, 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 yes. All right, 1 minute and we'll be back. If you're on hold, hang in there. If you'd like to call in, the number is toll-free, 888-465-2631. I mean, think about it. How many lives will be saved by the Islamic government no longer being in power in Iran? How many lives will be saved over the course of the next 20 years? A lot, right? All right, we are about 35 seconds away from being back. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. And guys, please like the video. Liking the video helps a lot. When you guys like the video, that helps people find the channel that have not yet found it. So please like the video. Welcome, welcome, everyone. All right, here we go. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. All right, so yesterday, President Trump had an amazing event at the White House honoring Black History Month. And I was surprised. They said Black History Month has been around for 100 years. I didn't realize that. I remember in middle school, when I was in middle school here in Florida in the 80s, Black History Month I thought it was a new thing because when I was in 8th grade, they made a big deal about it and they read announcements and stuff about it. And it was like new, but maybe Black History Month's been around for 100 years, but it was only in the 80s when it made it as part of the curriculum, maybe in public schools. I don't know. But so President Trump, he had this incredible event with African-American leaders, and they just love Trump, man. Trump has won the black voters back. This lie that the left have been trying to sell us, that there was this big party switch, right, between the Republicans and the Democrats in the 60s and the Dixiecrats and all that, all lies. But there has been a big party switch in the last few years in this country when it comes to the black vote. Blacks have come back home to the Republican Party, the party of, well, Abraham Lincoln, the party that ended slavery, the party that ended Jim Crow. So there's been a major party switch among blacks who are voting Republican. And, it's absolutely amazing. And this event at the White House yesterday illustrated that. I'm just going to I might play a couple more later, but I want to play this one with the grandmother. Now, her, this was really powerful. Her grandson was killed due to gun violence in Washington, D.C. And, of course, President Trump cleaned up crime in Washington, D.C. And she came up and she started talking. And then she threw out whatever she had prepared and started freestyling. And just said incredible things. So this is Grandma at the White House yesterday with the president.
Come on. First of all, can I have a hug? Yes, you can.
Oh my goodness.
That's so nice. I like her. Please.
I like him too.
Yes.
One thing I like about him, he keeps it real, just like Grandma.
Okay. Now this is a nightmare to Democrats, to liberals. The media, the mainstream media, this is their nightmare. Black people going back to the Republican Party.
I appreciate that because I can trust him because he tells exactly how he feels and what he thinks. Thank God for this president. I am filled, my cup runneth over. Because he allowed his his constituents, his people, to come to my house to interview me, to talk about the murder of my grandson. It seemed like nobody cared. I'm an advocate for murder. I marched. I rallied. I pulled out other families in the District of Columbia that had murders and did not have answers. Ooh. We marched and we rallied, and nobody heard me, Democrats. Get mad at me. Until this Republican sent his constituents, his people out there to interview me in my home. Have you ever heard of a thing? Then they invited me twice before Congress to testify for the beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district. If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple. If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple. And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
That's amazing. Yeah, get off the man's back. I like that. Get off of him. You know, that freaked out the left yesterday. In fact, there was one reporter yesterday who, to try to spoil this event, asked Caroline Levitt, when has the president ever been falsely accused of being a racist? Trying to get this narrative that he's a racist out there. In conservative media, this event and this woman here, Grandma, got a lot of publicity, but not outside the conservative media. They don't even want people to know that this event happened. This event celebrating Black History Month was just an amazing event. I watched the whole thing yesterday, and she was one of many who came up and praised all the great work that President Trump has done for the African-American community, the Black community. Do you guys remember what Joe Biden did to celebrate Black History Month? You remember this? He and Kamala went out on the front lawn. They had a stage, and they had some performers come up and sing music, and they danced. Because to Joe Biden, as a racist Democrat, the racist Democrats think that black people are just about singing and dancing and entertainment. And President Trump, he's saving lives and bringing people here to share their experiences of how the black community is better and safer because of him and his policies. And that freaks out the Democrats. So as we gear up for the red wave and the blue flush in November, the Democrats have lost the black vote. They've lost the Hispanic vote. Who do they have left? Weirdos, racist, Somali pirates, and perverts. That's basically all the Democrats have left. And who do we have? We have Grandma here. You know, Alveda King was there yesterday, Martin Luther King's niece. And it wasn't that many years ago, they would have an event like this, and Alveda King would be there all by herself with Dr. Carlson, just the two of them, because there weren't that many black Republicans years ago. And now they have an overflow crowd. There's so many black Republicans now. There's been such a this is the party switch you can actually see. And, this lie that the liberals have been trying to sell for 60 years, of the big party switch between Republicans and Democrats. Do you have any footage like this from the media? And I don't mean in high definition 4K color like we have now. Black and white film reels or newspaper stories of the time? No, you do not. Because it did not happen. But now, the party switch not only has happened, okay, it is here to stay. But I'll tell you what's not here to stay, and you want to take note of this, and that is the mega sale that's going on right now at mypillow.com. I mean, look at this. You can get mattresses and mattress toppers for as low as $99. They're made in the USA sale, 50% off. The mega sale continues on top items. And during the mega sale, it's free shipping on all orders, all with our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE. Huge savings. You can also order by phone toll free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, KANE. That free shipping offer will end without notice. We'll take our break for the bottom of the hour and be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Elevate your wardrobe with pieces that define sophistication. Amulera brings you designer fashion, luxurious accessories, and footwear crafted for impact. Every selection helps you make a statement, express your personality, and step confidently into every occasion. Style isn't just what you wear, it's how you present yourself to the world. Discover your next signature look at amulera.com and enjoy 10% off with code AMULERA10. Amulera, distinctive fashion, timeless elegance. Upgrade your ride, refresh your home, level up your style, and sharpen your skills. Bright Items Room makes it simple. From smart car electronics and handy storage solutions to trendy fashion pieces, practical family essentials, and tools to boost your social skills. Every selection makes your day easier, smarter, and a bit brighter. Hop on to BRIGHTITEMSROOM.shop and grab 10% off with code BRIGHT10. Bright Items Room. Life made brighter. Need a boost for your home or workplace? Glibzero delivers the hottest must-haves, from clever pet gadgets to sleek desks that transform your corner office. Every pick is curated to simplify, enhance, and add a touch of style to your daily life. Productivity, convenience, and flair, all within reach. Don't wait. Visit GLITZARO.com. Grab your favorites and enter Glitzero10 at checkout to get 10% off today. Glitzero. Make every This is Brian Craig. I've been telling you about the great deals and incredible customer service at Friendly Tire on both new tires and used tires. One of our listeners, Antonio, went to Friendly Tire and called to share with us his experience of buying used tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, yes, Brian. I want to give you a quick testimony about the tire place up in Margate, Friendly Tire. Friendly Tire is everything you said it would be, man. I went up there and got me some used tires. And when I went up there, man, he was very courteous. My whole family's going for that, man. Everything you said it was going to be, man. I appreciate you for that, man. And Mike's a great guy, man.
Well, what's your name?
Antonio.
All right, Antonio. Hey, I'm glad we could save you and your family lots of money on tires at Friendly Tire.
Oh, no doubt, man. Thanks so much, man.
Do what Antonio did. Stop into Friendly Tire and find incredible deals on both new and used tires. Give Friendly Mike a call right now. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. And Mike will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate.
All right, we are in radio station break still, and we will be for about a minute. But you can see what's going on here. I mean, this is, we used to talk about if we could just get about 5% of the black vote in the Republican Party, the Democrats were doomed. And what percentage of the black vote we have right now is far and above 5%. It's something that people thought was impossible to achieve. And the president has done it. You know, the things that he's doing in the second term are things that people thought were impossible. All right, we got about 30 seconds. All right, the number is toll free to call in. It's pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We're back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. You know, remember years ago when Republicans, this was many years ago, before Trump came down the escalator, and we were talking about the black vote, that if the Democrats would only lose 5% of the black vote, they would be done. we have a larger percentage than that are now MAGA for all kinds of reasons that are behind President Trump. Some of the ones we've talked about this morning. It really is amazing. And that's why the red wave is so possible. You know, the midterm, you hear me talk about this all year. I talked about this at the end of last year. And I told you guys, 2026, each and every Republican out there, you can all make this happen. There will be a red wave and a blue flush if we swamp them at the polls and have a mass voter turnout. If we have a large voter turnout like a presidential election season, they're going to be creamed. There was a poll yesterday on CNN on the governor's races. You know, we've got 26 of the governors on our side. It looks like we're going to win 26 governor's races. 26 governor's races are favored to be won by Republicans. 6 ahead of what the Democrats are projected to win. And that was on CNN yesterday. That is huge because governor's races are statewide elections. So if CNN is projecting 26 governor victories, 6 governors more than that are favored to be for Democrats, the down ticket races will win. You know, a governor's race in your particular state is always important. Everybody in that state knows who's running. They know who they like. They know who they don't like. So in a state where you've got a popular Republican running, how are the people going to vote on the down ballot? The down ballots would be, of course, Congress and then local elections. Most people vote party line right down the ticket. Don't you? You know, when I go and vote, there's no random Democrat that I vote for. And, you know, in some of our races, you don't get party affiliation here in Florida, like judges, which is really criminal. You should be able to see the party affiliations of everyone, including the judges. And if I come across a name on the ballot and I don't know that person, which can happen when you get to some of these lower level local races and there's no party there, I leave it blank. I don't vote. If I don't know, if it's no party affiliation on that, like a judge, and I don't know any of the names, I leave it blank. You don't want to vote for a Democrat judge. They're pro-criminal. Look what's been going on lately, right? But if we're leading in the governor's races, that means we're leading in the rest of the races in those states. And what they didn't give us, out of those 26 governor's races we're expected to win, how many of them have Senate seats that are up? They didn't tell us that, and unfortunately, and I'd like to know how many of those are Democrat Senate seats that are up on top of it. Because who's going to vote for a Republican governor and then a Democrat senator? Who would do that? Or a Democrat House member? I know there might be some idiot somewhere who does it, but that is such a rare thing to happen. Not many people would do such a thing. And then there's all these other issues. Listen to this. This was Fox News yesterday.
All right, welcome back. A top New York City hospital now says it will no longer offer transgender surgeries for children. NYU Langone Medical Center cites the current regulatory environment as the leading factor in making that decision.
Wow. So NYU, their hospital, they're not going to do transgender surgeries anymore. In New York City, NYU. They may be so liberal they've elected this idiot Mamdani who's going to raise their property taxes after he said he was only going to raise taxes on billionaires. See, this is going out of fashion. You know, if God forbid, Willie Brown's girlfriend, Kamala Harris, or Joe Biden were president right now, this transgender trend was taking over this country big time. I saw yesterday there was a study, 26% of Gen Z identify as non-heterosexual. And I don't say gay. We used to say gay, but they have so many different things now. I don't even know what all the things mean. But how can 26%, and Gen Z, those are the ones that of most of the childbearing years. Gen Zers are the ones in their 20s, right? Pushing 30. So those are the ones that are becoming young parents for the most part. And over a quarter of them are not straight or gay or some variation of it. How's that even possible? It's not. That's all conditioning and a fad. You know, like parachute pants, fat laces, bell-bottom jeans, a fad. Transgenderism, a fad. And luckily, it's a fad that's fading away. Because, you know, this would have continued to grow. You know, a lot of it is, I mean, how can a child say, well, I'm not this gender? That doesn't even make sense, you know? And you know, we're talking not just high school kids, we're talking about elementary school kids, you know? And Bill Maher has talked about this a lot, about these Hollywood parties they go to and everyone's bragging about their trans kid, pansexual kids. He's like, how's this even possible? You know, and these liberals go through fads. Like, I remember years ago there was a fad where people would go out and buy pot-bellied pigs as pets for their house. Remember that? Or the labradoodles and all this stuff. And this fad that had been going on the last few years in this country with liberals, instead of labradoodles and things like that, they get a transgender kid. And what was happening with these trans surgeries around the country, it was a growing industry, years ago when cosmetic surgery first took off, and there were cosmetic surgical centers all over the place popping up, you know, and breast implant clinics and all this stuff. And that area of practice has a lot of competition. There's too many doctors out there doing breast implants and things like this. So a lot of those types of doctors started getting into the sex change business. They don't call it sex change anymore, but that's what they used to call it. And people could walk in and get sex change operations for their underage children, like they would go in and get breast implants. And it's so strange how things happen, because there was an issue. I don't remember what the news story was about this, but I remember we were talking about this on the air a long time ago. There was some controversy over parents getting breast implants for their high school daughters. I can't remember what the particular issue was in the news that made it a national controversy. Maybe somebody remembers. It's not important. But I remember talking about this on the air. I mean, who would go out and take their high school daughter or their college-age daughter to get breast implants? Why would you do that? Right? It's one thing for an adult woman to go out and get breast implants, but what kind of parent would pay for their teenage daughter or girl they're just sending off to college to get breast implants? Because why do they do it? So they're more sexually appealing. You don't want to sexualize your children. Why would you do something like that? Right? But parents were doing some, worse, taking their kids to have their breast removed. Not their breast implants removed, but their breast removed. Or maybe their penis removed. These are permanent decisions that can't be reversed. Breast implants, as bad as that is to do, sexualizing your daughters like that, when people were doing that, you can get them removed, although there still is damage and scarring and such when people have had breast implants removed. But they still have breasts when you get the breast implants removed. But if you take your child in and have these sex change operations, in their youth, they're making lifelong decisions. And I want you to think about that. When you were a child, what did you want to be? Did you end up being that thing? I mean, or maybe you have no interest in that anymore. To make a life-altering permanent decision and take your child to do that, you are some kind of freaky parent. You're an unfit parent to do something like that. But what we're seeing is not only is this fad going out, but you see, because of the Trump administration and what they've done, even at liberal NYU's medical center here in liberal New York City that just gave us this lunatic mayor Mamdani, they're no longer doing sex change operations on children. And and all of these things are a gauge, a barometer to the mood of the country. Contrary to what the media will tell you, the Democrats will tell you, the United States is a MAGA nation, and the majority of the people in this country are behind the Trump agenda. Now, they're going to try to tell you that his approval ratings are low. Those are lies. They're going to try to tell you that his positions are unpopular and that his policies have failed, like tariffs. Nothing could be further from the truth. Right now, let me pull this up. President Trump posted on Truth Social yesterday. Let me pull this out. I was going to get to this later, but I'll bring this up now. On the deficit. Listen to this. And the United States trade deficit has been reduced by 78% because of the tariffs being charged to other companies and countries. It will go into positive territory during this year for the first time in many decades. President Trump posted that. The success of the tariffs is being seen. It's being felt. And reducing the trade deficit by almost 80% in a year, and it's really less than a year because at what point last year did all these changes finally go in? So in less than a year, the trade deficit has been wiped out by almost 80%. And we're going to be in positive territory this year. And the U.S. government is actually making a profit, which they're using to pay off the debt. Oh, boy. Great times. It's tax time. Have you called Jamie Levac yet? Listen, guys, if you've not done it yet, call Jamie Levac at Swift Tax. Let him handle your taxes. He can handle your taxes, federal, local taxes, state taxes, wherever you are in the United States. Jamie Levac will make sure that you get all the tax deductions that you are entitled to and that you get the largest return that you're owed from the government. Call or text him. Jamie Levac can help you no matter where you are in the United States. Here's his number, 954-773-1587. 954-773-1587. That's 954-773-1587. We'll be right back.
Refresh your space and elevate your everyday living with thoughtfully selected products at Obiset. From smart home electronics and well-designed kitchen essentials to stylish lighting, patio and garden upgrades, personal development resources, and reliable pet supplies. Everything is chosen to support a more comfortable and organized lifestyle. Delight your pets, invest in yourself, transform your kitchen, and enhance your outdoor spaces. Each choice designed for quality and everyday ease. Explore the collection at Obiset.com. OBICET.com and enjoy 10% off with code OBISET10. Obiset, designed for better living. Discover a world where creativity, magic, and self-care come together. Welcome to Maracy. Explore your mystical side, enhance your beauty routines, and sprinkle a touch of magic throughout your home and wardrobe. Every guide, tool, and thoughtful find is crafted to inspire and support your journey. Want to make it even more enchanting? Head to MERESEA.com and enter Maracy10 at checkout to enjoy 10% off your treasures. Maracy, awaken your creativity. Elevate your life. From your morning playlist to your late night gaming session, Encanta powers your world. Sleek Bluetooth speakers, fast chargers, and smart home electronics. Everything designed to make your tech seamless. Need precision in photography or gaming? We've got you covered. Health, beauty, and hair care tools? Right here. Ready to elevate your routine. Ready to upgrade? Head over to INCANTA.shop and type Encanta10 for 10% off instantly. Encanta. Smart key.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets, as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, My Pillow mattresses and My Pillow mattress toppers as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets. Regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, regular $49.98, on sale for $17.98. Wait on it, mega sale, only $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's going to ship absolutely free.
All right, we got about 20 seconds or so till we're back. We're still in radio break. Oh, have any of you heard the new U2 song about Renee Good? This is the worst. All right, I'm going to go through this when we get back. Stand by. If you're on hold, hang in there. 10 seconds. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. In the next hour, I'm going to get into this story about Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson did something really dumb this week, and we're going to cover that. But U2 has a new song about Renee Good. It's called American Obituary. And I heard this song this morning. Now, full disclosure, I've never been a fan of U2. I've always thought U2 was overrated, second only to Bruce Springsteen. But they have this Renee Good song, and let me go through some of the lyrics. Renee Good, born to die free, American mother of three, seventh day January, a bullet for each child you see. This is NBC News. Bono sings in the high energy rocker, The Color of Her Eye, 9:30 Minneapolis. To desecrate domestic bliss, 3 bullets blast, 3 babies kissed. Renee, the domestic terrorist with a question mark. These are the lyrics from the Renee Good song from U2. He goes on, America will rise against the people of the lie. I am not mad at you, Lord. The song continues, an apparent reference to Good's final words that were captured on video. You're the reason I was there. Could you stop a heart from breaking by having it not care? Could you stop a bullet in midair? Days of Ashes, the EP released yesterday on Ash Wednesday. And I heard the song. And even though I've never been a big fan of U2, I think they got lucky because, you know, the Irish fight with the British was hot and they got in on that when they were at the height of their popularity. But I didn't dislike their music. I just didn't really care for it that much. It was on the radio constantly, so I heard it a lot, other music. It's on MTV a lot too. But this song, I listened to this song. This is not normal U2 quality. This song is, when you hear it, is looks like music class in a middle school wrote it. It's really not at the level you would expect from U2. I'm shocked that they released this song, okay? This song is so amateurish by U2 standards. You would think Bono would have heard this song and say, you know what? You know, I want to do this song. I want to support Renee Good, but this song's no good. We got to do something else. And have his people write a new one and put together a new. It's that bad. It's called American Obituary by U2, the Renee Good song. It's really bad. And I don't mean just because of the messaging. I'm talking about the quality of the song, in my opinion, is not up to the normal U2 level. And they should be embarrassed. But you know what? Who's interested in a new album from U2? Nobody wants to hear new music from any of these groups. You want to hear their classic hits. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, Brian.
Oh, hey, Richie.
How you doing this morning?
I'm doing.
I have never been so optimistic about an election that's coming, and my eyes are opening up. You know, sometimes you say I'm a downer.
A doomsayer. You're a doomsayer.
Yeah, well, not anymore, because what I've witnessed over the last, this has been a great week for President Trump. It's been a great week for Republicans.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just because of what we're doing, because it has everything to do with that, but it's what the Democratic Party is collapsing before our eyes. Mondani's having a terrible time in New York. They're revolting. And the whole country, whatever happens in New York, the whole country sees it. So and they got to report it. So we're all watching the demise of New York City with Democrats. You got this thing in Maryland with the governor who's supposed to be their next hope, where they have pipes breaking up and feces all over the place, and he didn't know what to do about it. Then you have Schumer now. Schumer's hit the lowest of all. In all government buildings, they want equal to the American flag, the gay pride flag.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's crazy town. Crazy town.
It's
oh, hold on. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's insane. I saw that. Oh, hold on. I've been having technical problems. All right, you there, Richie? Yeah, see, I've been having problems with the phone. Hold on. Oh boy. Let me try it again. All right, you there, Richie?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've been having problems with my phone. This is going to be a fun day. It keeps putting everybody on hold when I click them on the air. I don't know why it's doing that. I'll have to do a reboot after the top of the hour. So I'm going to have to let you go and do a reboot on the phone. It happens sometimes. But that's okay. If you're on hold, hang in there. After the reboot, I'll go back to the calls. Hopefully I get it worked out. There's nothing worse than having technical problems on the phone. And I was having problems on the phone yesterday, too, on the show. So it's been, if I have the problem today, I guess I'm going to have to get a new phone. The rest of you on hold, you may get disconnected because I'm doing a reboot on the phone system, so you're welcome to call back. And I'll let Richie call back to finish up his thoughts when the reboot happens. But what Richie said is right. You know, what you're seeing nationwide is an extreme panic, because not only do the Democrats, do the left know that they've lost their key victim groups, right? Blacks and Hispanics, all right, which is a big loss for the Democrats. This is a major, major loss for the Democrats. With the SAVE Act and voter ID being required, that's their next biggest nightmare. And you keep seeing stories. All right, I just rebooted the phone and it did disconnect everybody on hold. So if you were on hold, you're welcome to call back in. I apologize for that, but the reboot is complete. I was hoping it didn't hang up on everyone, but it did. It happens. Hey, it's live. What are you going to do? What really has the Democrats panicked are these deportations. You see stories all over the news where in areas where a lot of illegals live that people aren't going to work because they're afraid they're going to get picked up. And if people are afraid to, in fact, I've seen a couple of stories out of Los Angeles where people are doing food deliveries because people are afraid to leave their home, even to go to the local market to get food. And they all think they're Anne Frank, which is not the case. Okay, Anne Frank was in her country legally. Okay, as was her family. They're not a bunch of Anne Franks, although they want you to think that. And when they are captured by federal agents, it will be lawful, and they'll just be deported to their country. They're not going to be deported where Anne Frank and her family were deported, which was Auschwitz. But if these groups of people are afraid to go out and go to work, or afraid to go out and go to the grocery store, are they going to go out and vote? And you hear some of the Democrats even mention it. Oh, they're going to have ICE agents at the polling locations. There are so many polling. I'll give you the secret. There's so many polling locations. Could they even do that, right, if they wanted to? How many polling locations are just in your own neighborhood? We have so many polling locations. The place I vote isn't even the closest location to my house. But there's a fear that there will be federal agents, ICE agents, at the polling locations. So in areas where there are a lot of illegals, They're not going to go anywhere near those polling locations because they're afraid there'll be ICE there, even if there's not. And that's it. I mean, and I don't even mean guys wearing ICE jackets they bought on Amazon, pretending to be ICE agents. There's a big fear that there will be ICE agents. So a lot of them are going to try. So what the Democrats are seeing is that they have no path to win anything if we have a large turnout. That's why I'm going to be talking a lot about the red wave and blue flush over the next few months. This is our election to lose, right? The Democrats are in a hopeless situation. We are not. All right, let me see here. This is Richie. So I told everybody they could call back. This is Richie. Hopefully, the reset fixed the phones. You're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Brian?
Okay.
Hey, so why are you crying about people who aren't going to voting? I'm just curious as to that.
Well, when I hear that's a very good question. Okay, now listen to this. When I hear Democrats warn people that there may be ICE agents at polling locations, who would be concerned about that?
Probably brown-skinned people who are being racially profiled against.
No, illegals. You can be if you're
just because you're saying no doesn't make it no, Brian.
Why would a brown person be afraid of ICE if they're a U.S. citizen?
A lot of people have been arrested and detained illegally by ICE and have
what
been
does that mean?
By ICE. There's
have
so
been
many
released.
cases.
Do you know how many American citizens have been? Excuse me.
Right,
do you know how many Americans?
Is that still racial profiling?
Calm down. Do you know how many Americans have been deported by ICE in this second term?
What
now, that's not an answer.
Is?
Sure.
Do you know what racial profiling is, Brian?
Yeah. I just saw them the other day.
Not.
Excuse me. I saw the other day.
Apparently not.
The other day,
Are you stupid or something?
I'm getting impatient because you won't stop talking. I'm trying to respond to your stupidity, but you got to stop talking so I can respond.
The only one who's stupid here is you, Mr. Levitt. You're afraid
Okay, there we go. I saw them deport a guy to Ireland, or was it Scotland the other day? The only people that are worried about ICE are people that are not in the country legally. All right, now the phones are working. Okay, the reset work. Anytime you have a computer issue, you have phones or a computer issue. I'm not a tech wizard, okay? But 99% of any type of computer or electronic issue is fixed by taking the power cord out for 10 seconds and plugging it back in and letting it restart. That fixes almost everything. All right, the rest of you on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. My name is Brian Craig, and we'll take our break for the top. The number to call in is 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are listening. When we get back, I'm going to get into this Tucker Carlson racket that he was trying to pull yesterday, and which was really disappointing. Back after this.
Make every corner of your home work for you. Supreme Zone brings style, function, and comfort together. From sleek home office setups and kitchen essentials to smart storage solutions, lighting that brightens every room, and decor that adds personality. Your space, your rules. Parents, we've got baby care and kids fun covered too. Cleaning tools and handy gadgets right here, ready to make life simpler. Jump over to Supremezone.shop and use Supreme 10 at checkout for 10% off your favorites. Supreme Zone. Smarter living starts here. Luxury, practicality, and style. Bravella brings them together like never before. Elevate your wardrobe with premium fashion. From timeless cardigans to sleek bags and footwear. Upgrade your home with innovative appliances and modern essentials. Or explore practical guides that sharpen your skills and boost your confidence. Each selection blends functionality and elegance for a seamless experience, making every purchase purposeful and refined. Shop at BREVELLA.com and save 10% when you enter Bravella 10 at checkout for 10% off your selections. Bravella, choices that elevate your style. Experience elegance and refinement with Ellie Tray. Luxury for your home and wardrobe. Relax on high-end waterproof sofas, recliners with superior support, or refresh your bedroom with premium king-size beds. Upgrade your style with iconic designer bags and tailored cashmere suits, each crafted to impress and last. Every piece combines sophistication with exceptional quality, creating spaces and wardrobes that reflect your taste. Visit ELYTRES.com and enter Ellie Tray 10 at checkout to enjoy 10% off your curated luxury find.
For the first time ever, we're bringing you My Pillow mattresses and mattress toppers for as low as $99.98. Remember, sleep's all about temperature and pressure points. Whatever sleep needs you have, we have the right technology for you. Like our My Pillow mattress topper, our queen size has over 10,000 individual comfort supports to help relieve your pressure points. And how about our 3-inch Hybrid Plus mattress topper? It's infused with copper and silver to help your body get the restorative sleep it needs. And our My Pillow and Case Coil mattresses, I personally helped develop these mattresses to make sure they have everything needed to give us great sleep. Plus, they're made right here in the USA, and they ship right to your front door, absolutely free. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to get MyPillow mattresses and toppers for as low as $99.98 and free shipping.
All right, we will be back shortly, guys. If you're on hold, stand by. Okay, I got to get ready for the next hour here. All right. Okay, we'll be back in 1 minute. I'll go back to the phones when we get back. And I have a few other things to get into, including this Tucker Carlson story. Let me pull this up. Okay. Because this one is completely crazy what Tucker pulled. Okay, about 30 seconds and we'll be back. But you can hear the panic with the Democrats about illegals at the polls. All right, the 7 o'clock hour has begun, and the phone reset worked. That worked out pretty good. All right, 888-465-2631 is the number. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
You know, I got to tell you, man, I heard, I saw the video for U2, that new song, The Man.
The video is really bad, too, isn't it? The video is like an elementary. Man. Did Bono's grandchild make that video?
Yeah, those guys, I did a gig with them once, and I thought they were really good, but now I'm really disappointed. They can
I'll tell you, the thing about U2, okay, in their heyday, they were good. But to me, their music was kind of put you to sleep music. You wouldn't want to listen to it on a long drive alone down the Florida Turnpike. You know what I mean? It was like listening, but they were good. And they used to have this thing, when they were in their peak, Bush 1 was president. And Bono used to call the president every night at the White House in concert. I don't know if anybody remembers that. And Bush would never take the call, but he would talk about it sometimes. Bono keeps calling me. I don't take his calls, but he keeps calling me every night from somewhere in the world. And he would call him on stage, and so they've always been liberal. But this This new, you as a musician, you agree with me. Both the video and the song are not Bono U2 quality.
Not the worst song we ever made. That's for sure. I've never heard anything worse from them. That is real garbage.
And we're not talking about the messaging. We're talking about the quality, right, of the song
it's
itself.
The quality, yeah.
Yeah.
His voice doesn't. I went into the dressing room to tell him when I heard him sing "In the Name of Love." That was one of the best songs.
In the Name of Love is a great song. That's a great song by U2.
And his voice is great, but that song he just didn't. I think he's losing it, man. It's time for him to retire. But anyway,
yeah, you know.
I tell you one thing that was funny about U2 when I went in to the dressing room. The Edge didn't have his hat on, and he's bald, and man, he got
really
annoyed that I walked in.
Wow, that's hilarious. I always the Irish band I always liked better than U2. Probably too young for you, but even though they're gone, is the Cranberries. Dolores O'Riordan and the Cranberries were much better Irish band than U2, in my opinion. But anyway.
I was not much into the Cranberries, but I thought U2 was.
Listen, I
thought they were good.
I don't want to take anything away. U2 was very good in their heyday, no doubt about it, and they had great music and many hits, and we all listened to the music. It was just a little too hypnotic to me, just a little too. I like my music to keep me awake, not hypnotize me. But this new song, and I don't want you guys to think that we're talking about it's a pro Renee Good song. It's not the messaging; it's the quality of the music, of the lyrics, and the video. In this day and age, Doug, you and I could make a better video on our iPhones than that.
Yeah, I think it was. He figured, let's hurry up. Get it out while it's still hot before it goes away.
So everyone talks about
the words, the rest of it. It was all rushed out, I think. In my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm disappointed.
Yep.
Anyway,
all right.
The last thing I'd like to say is I said to somebody yesterday, this liberal, he says, even your side is saying that there's going to be a red wave. Oh, how's there going to be a red wave when Trump is in the office? I says, that's exactly why it's going to be a red wave.
Exactly.
What the hell is wrong with these people?
Exactly. All right, take care. Appreciate the call. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. This is Dave from Pennsylvania.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, well, President Trump, that just goes to show you how it was nice seeing that grandmother. It just shows you he's a man for the people, and we should appreciate his time because you'll probably never see a guy like him again.
We're never going to have a president like Donald Trump, and ever again in this country. There's no one like him.
No, I can thank him for the big, beautiful bill. I got my tax return. It's 3 times as much, and I didn't do anything different from the year before.
Isn't that something?
And, yeah, well, I'm sure many people are experiencing it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But one other comment I wanted to do for you two, and, if we're going to do tributes and stuff, hey, make a song for Lincoln Riley and the other people that have been
Wouldn't
harmed
that be
by
nice?
illegals.
There was
Who
was that? During the Iraq War, one of those old '60s rejects did an anti-Iraq War, anti-Bush song, and one of the big protest guys does anybody remember who I'm talking about? Oh, what was the guy's name? He was one of the big guys from the '60s that was famous for his protest music, and they were hyping. Who am I talking about?
Is that he from Canada? Originally?
Yes.
Neil Young?
Neil Young. Thank you very much. Now, Neil Young, U2 was my time, okay? That U2, like I said, the music with U2 was always a little too slow for me. It was almost like ballad-like, to me. And, I'm not in, I don't mind a rock ballad here and there, but, come on. But Neil Young, it was before the song came out, there were 2 weeks of hyping that he was going to have this anti-war song against George Bush and the war in Iraq, and it was worse than even this U2 song. Go and find that song, guys, and listen to it. It was an embarrassment to Neil Young, and it was so bad. But this new U2 song, Doug is a professional musician. And and so that was a really good review that we got from Doug.
Remember when he used to have Southern Man, and then Leonard Skinner got fired back at him with their song.
Neil Young was before my time, okay? It's not my, you know. Most of us like the music that you listen to when you're either in high school or college age. You know? That's why, if you think about it. Like, I'm into 80s and 90s music mostly. Is mostly what I listen to.
I'm 59 too, so I'm just about your age.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, listen, I appreciate the call. Take care. All right. All right. I should have reset the phones earlier. They're working pretty well here. You know what happened is the phone was, before the show, I went into this cleaning thing, and I got some Lysol wipes and cleaned off and dusted off everything in the studio, including the phone. And I hit every button on the phone, and I thought I reset it properly, but I didn't. Oh, well, what happened? It happens. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. I'm
Oh, hey, Doug. Yeah, sorry, I lost you there earlier. Yep.
No, that's okay. Attack this liberal white male worried about people of color again. How is it it's always these left-wing wacko white males and white women that are worried about people of color and racial profiling? Let me tell you out there, Mr. Who Called Brian, you didn't care about the racial profiling for under Barack Obama, and it was called, they had a different name for it when it came to jobs.
Yeah.
What was it? Affirmative action? Was that racial profiling against white males?
You know, Richie, with that caller before the break, you could hear the panic in his voice, couldn't you? About the ICE agents at the polls. He was hysterical.
I can't take these people, Brian. The guy calls up, and then the thing under Biden woke was against white males. You fool out there! You are a fool.
Well,
okay,
you know, the thing about ICE and profiling, skin color is only one part of the profile. You know, here, I give you an example. Here in Florida, we have a large Hispanic population, right? Your wife is Venezuelan. But you can tell the illegals from the legals, okay? And the number one way that I can tell an illegal, depending on a lot of it has to do with where you are, okay? Where you are. But illegal and illegal Hispanics dress differently. And the illegals, a lot of them are almost like in Western wear, like Tex-Mex clothes. You can tell, that's part of it.
Exactly, and it's body language.
Body language.
And and I'm really quick. President Trump said something yesterday. I was so inspired when he spoke to the black people in the audience, and he had those people come up on stage. At the end, he said, "This is a time, a Black History day, a month, a year, and a century. Black history is American history."
That's right.
We're all together, folks. It's not separation. And that's why when this white liberal calls up, it just gets me crazy because he's a fool. They have nothing else. They've divided the country. This is a division tactic. He wants to divide. You're just saying the way it is. You know,
guys that are legal don't hang out in the daily work pool in front of Lowe's and Home Depot. Right?
No, did he care about the racial profiling when Biden opened up the border? When the border was opened up, with this white liberal out there, were you worried about the racial profiling when he opened up the border to the world and let everybody come in here? There was no profiling. That's why we're in trouble right now.
That's right.
That's the bottom line. They let anyone in that wanted.
Exactly.
That got me crazy. And he attacks me personally for that.
I like that call. I like that call because you could hear the panic in his voice. The idea of having fair elections is the Democrats' worst nightmare.
Let me ask you a question. Cut to the chase. If you have a bunch of illegal Chinese people come into the country, are you going to look for them in the middle of Central Park, or are you going to go to Chinatown?
Exactly.
You call that racial profiling?
Exactly.
I call that being smart.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
All right. Appreciate the call, Richie. All right. The rest of you want to hold standby. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I want to talk about Friendly Tire in Margate. You know, Friendly Tire in Margate, you can get new tires out the door and on the road for as low as $75 a tire. And when I say out the door and on the road, remember, Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire, mount the tire, or dispose of your old tire. And as low as $75 a tire out the door and on the road for new tires is on common sizes on some of the most popular vehicles on the road. He has thousands of good used tires in stock as well, as low as $35 a tire out the door and on the road. And he also does tire repairs, which other places do not do. Give Friendly Mike a call at Friendly Tire. He'll give you a quote right over the phone, 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Back after this.
Leadership isn't always about standing in front. Sometimes it's about standing in between. Author Shinta H. Hernandez, Ph.D., shares a powerful memoir about leadership shaped by challenge, visibility, and resilience in Leading from the Bridge, What Every Storm Has Taught Me. Available on Amazon. From privilege to hardship, from public policy to higher education, the author found herself navigating spaces that were never designed for her. And in those moments, she discovered a different kind of leadership. Leading from the Bridge, where cultures meet, tensions rise, and transformation becomes possible. This must-read, thoughtful, and deeply personal book introduces the Bridge Leadership Framework, offering insight for leaders facing complexity, uncertainty, and high expectations. Whether you're an emerging leader or seasoned executive, this memoir offers clarity, integrity, and purpose for the storms every leader must face. Lead with courage, lead with vision, lead from the Bridge. Order your copy right now on Amazon in Kindle and paperback. Leading from the Bridge, What Every Storm Has Taught Me, from author Shinta H. Hernandez, Ph.D. Is your home truly cleaned or just picked up? Amelia Maid doesn't just clean, they care. For over 10 years, this family-owned and operated company has delivered European-style maid service to Huntington Beach and all of Orange County. That means attention to detail. There's no rushing, and yes, they get into every corner and every top. Kitchens, bathrooms, bedrooms, living areas, from countertops and appliances to baseboards and shower doors. Amelia Maid handle it all. Need a move-in or move-out cleaning? No problem. Post-construction cleanup, realtor service, junk removal, or home improvement help? Amelia Maid has you covered. The same trusted team comes to your home each and every time. There's no contracts, and they're bonded as well as licensed. Fully customizable services and always free estimates. If you want reliable, high-quality cleaning at a competitive price, visit AmeliaMaid.com. That's AmeliaMaid, AmeliaMaid.com, and schedule your free estimate. AmeliaMaid.com, where clean means truly clean.
All right, we'll be back in about 90 seconds, so if you're on hold, hang in there. All right, stand by. Okay. Hold on. Looking, here we go. Okay. All right, we have 1 minute and we'll be back. I'm replying to all my text messages. My phone's has been blowing up all morning today during the show. Callers on hold, you stand by. If you'd like to call in, the number's toll free and it's pinned in the live chat. 888-465-2631. Please subscribe if you're new. And everyone, if you could please like the video. When you guys like the video, that helps get the program recommended to people that have not yet found my channel, and that's greatly appreciated. And I know some of you have been using that new boost feature on YouTube, and those of you that have, thank you. And if you continue to do that too, that would be awesome. That really helps people find this program that have not yet found me. And when people find this show, they typically stay with it. So I appreciate you guys being part of my promotions team. All right, 10 seconds. All right, we're back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Once, Twice. All right. You missed.
Hey, yeah.
Oh.
My name's Sam. I'm from Michigan.
You got
Hello.
lucky. My finger was on the hang up button, but I just was about to touch it and hang up on. All right. What's on your mind, Michigan?
Hey.
Here we go.
Yeah, okay. So, listen, I'm not trying to get, too political. I mean, I guess it's kind
No,
of
this is very political.
Are you a sports fan?
A sports
it
fan?
is political, trust me. Are you a sports fan?
No.
All right. Secondary question. Do you have an opinion on, transgender people in sports?
Sure. Yeah, I do.
What would your opinion be? I'm just kind of curious.
Well, that's kind of vague, but I'll help you along. Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to when it comes to sports, you have to play with the gender that you were born. Meaning that if you were born a man, you got to play on the boys' team. If you were born a woman, you play on the women's team. That way, you don't have men beating up women in boxing matches at the Olympics.
Okay.
That's pretty reasonable,
Now,
right? You agree with that? That's pretty reasonable.
Well, I would have a follow-up question as to why. Just to be very specific, why do you think that shouldn't be allowed? Because it's unfair, maybe?
It's not just that it's unfair, it's dangerous. Very dangerous. People can get killed. You know, during the last Summer Olympics, right, 2 years ago, there was a biological male who was boxing for the women. And he was beating the tar out of women, and he almost killed a woman boxing her. In fact, she got hit once, and she threw in the towel because she knew if she took another hit, she might not survive it. It's dangerous.
In that specific case, I'm not sure if that was a man as you're describing.
No, it's a man.
I thought there was
But enough of the questions. Why? I mean, explain to me why you think it's okay for a biological man to beat women up. And then get medals for doing it.
I've just been thinking about this. Sports is inherently unfair. I don't really see the big deal. There's people in sports who are so athletically gifted and are so much taller or naturally stronger than one another. I don't see the
But
difference.
not when it comes to genders. See, there's been a big myth that's been sold for since the 60s, since the 1960s in this country, when the feminists were running around with all their garbage, okay? And what has been sold by the left in this country is something that's just not true. That men and women are equal, and that women can do whatever men do and perform equally to men. And that may be true in the world of mathematics and the Math Olympics, but when it comes to physical things, that's not the case. Men are much more, when it comes to athletics, stronger and better than women. And you look at some of the, as an example, tennis. Venus and Serena Williams are viewed as the greatest female tennis players of all time, right? They've lost to mediocre men. Okay? The one that's the most famous example, and you can look this up, you can easily find this. The U.S. women's soccer team, led by that weirdo Megan Rapone. Okay, you familiar? U.S. World Cup women's soccer team. They're the best women.
I'm not a soccer fan.
Okay,
yeah.
You don't have to be a fan. Look this up. Okay, they're the best women in soccer that are Americans. They're the World Cup team. They played middle school boys, which are 14, 15 years old, and lost. The World Cup team lost to middle. So when it comes to physical things, women and men are not equal, and it's not even close, and it's dangerous. You get a man playing. There's an unfairness to it, like in the swimming and things, but in some of these more physical sports, like soccer, boxing, and others, women could get killed going up against a biological male.
I hear you. I heard you use the words of fairness and equality a lot. And to me, that just sort of jumps.
You didn't
out,
hear me
'cause I don't
use
think it
fairness
needs
and
to be
equality.
fair.
You didn't hear me talk about fairness and equality unless I'm mocking it.
I just in what you said. I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to argue with you. I mean, I guess a little bit, but I'm not trying to be like disrespectful.
I mean, maybe.
just-
Yeah, I mean, you
like,
sound
to me,
like a
when I
guy.
feel
You
like-
sound.
when I
How
feel
old are?
wrong,
Excuse me.
or like whenever I
Enough. I've
feel
answered
like-
enough of
like
your
a gifted
questions.
athlete, like,
I've
it
answered
doesn't
enough
appear
of
to
your
be fair.
questions. How old are you?
Dude, what do I do? I'm just trying to talk.
No,
with you.
I've answered about 12 questions. How old are you?
24.
You sure? You said 24. That's a question. How old are you?
I said I'm 24 years old.
Okay,
bro.
I imagine,
What do I
and
do?
I imagine when you were in high school, probably one of your biggest nightmares was the shirts or skins days. You don't sound like an athlete to me.
I follow sports. I'll be real.
Oh, you
like,
watch sports.
that's not even true.
You
I
watch
played
sports.
tennis in high
You
school.
played
I was
tennis.
good. I
You played
started
tennis.
every year.
Yeah. Well, see,
Yeah, like,
here's
dude, you're like, why are you're doing like ad hominem stuff here? Like, I was just trying to talk with you. I didn't mean to be disrespectful.
No, you're not being disrespectful. You're just naive, misinformed, and have some bizarro opinions based on the brainwashing that's going on. I'll give you an example. That transgendered swimmer a few years ago, Leah Thomas, right, broke every world record in women's swimming. When they were swimming with the men, they were ranked like around 200. So they were ranking like close to 200 when they were playing with the boys, but on the girls' team, they're number one, breaking world records. It's insane. A lot of mediocre guys like Leah Thomas, they're not transgender athletes, they're cheaters. They can't make it on the boys' team, so they go and play with the girls, and all of a sudden they're number one in the world. They're cheaters.
I got that. It's just, to me, like, the fairness, like, I really don't care. Like, I wish it were just less gendered to begin with, like the systems that they
There
created.
less genders,
But,
there's two, male and female. You want fewer than that? You just want one gender?
Well, I'm definitely not going to change your mind on that, like, right now. I just think it's like, even if we're going to keep it like a smaller scope of discussion.
I mean, there's two.
Just,
You got
like,
men
to me, like,
and
it's
women.
so
That's too many.
ridiculous.
Wait,
Like,
no,
there are
hold on a
NFL
second.
players who tower over
Men,
the
we have men and
competition. How's that
women.
fair?
We have men and women. That's too many genders for you?
I think that gender is like a social construct.
A
but, like,
social
I'm
construct?
I'm not going to change your mind. I mean,
What
if
are
you
what
wanna
are
talk about
you?
that, we can.
Are
I'm
you
just,
are you a boy? What are you? What's your gender?
Yeah. I'm a guy. I'm just woke, to be honest.
Come on, you're really playing with me. You're not serious. This is not a real call.
I'm
is it?
not, dude. I'm just trying to. I saw your show. I thought it was interesting.
You're telling me. Well, the show. This is very interesting. This is the best show in the country. But you're telling me that gender is a social construct. What does that mean?
Yeah.
College boy. What does that mean?
So
social. What's a no?
Yeah,
Define. What I want to know
there
is
is not
no. Hold on.
gender. I'll say that.
No. I want you to answer this question for me, okay? Because I don't think you know what question you're answering.
I'm sorry, it's early.
No. Let me ask the question.
All right. I'll answer. Okay.
No,
okay.
I haven't asked the
Gender
question
is
yet.
a social
No. I'm not asking about.
I'm answering.
That's not my question. No, my question is this: what is a social construct? Define social construct and give me non-gender examples of something that's not real, just a social construct to back up that definition.
Yeah. So I would say religion is another social construct. It's something we as
No.
humans, there's social
I asked you
rules that
to
we
define.
decide upon.
Give me the definition of social construct.
Yeah, I was just telling you, there are social rules that we decide upon, and there are rules that we agree to abide by that have like evolved. But like people try to make gender like this biological.
No, I don't want to talk about gender. Okay, so
okay,
so social construct, religion. So you reject Jesus here during Lent. You reject Jesus.
You don't know that. What if I don't?
I'm asking you. That was
I mean,
a question.
I happen to not be religious. That's
So
like
you
not
reject.
the point.
Okay, you reject Jesus. What are some other social constructs? My goodness.
I would say.
Things that aren't real that we've just decided this is the way they are. Can't think of any?
Well, you could say.
Yeah.
You could say, like, also social constructs can sort of become real. Like, maybe that's
No. The reason you're dangling is you don't know what the heck a social construct is. You got no examples. You're just regurgitating this nonsense talking point that you've been fed, that gender is a social construct. Gender's not a social construct. Do you know how babies are made?
Dude, yes.
Okay. Have you had sex with a female?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Have you?
I don't talk about my sex life. I'm a married man. Okay, so you know how babies are made, right? The purpose of gender is so babies can be made. That's how the species continues. Gender is not a social construct. A social construct is something that's not real, but that a particular society has decided is real. Like as an example, the Democrats, you and your Democrat friends in the 1930s through the 60s decided the social construct of segregation. Segregation was a social construct that Democrats put in place. Gender is not a social construct. The genders are how babies are made. It's how our species continues. That's like dogs make other dogs, cats make other cats, right? It's like in the animal world too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the
really,
thing.
You've had. Let me ask you. So a girl. Let me ask you. So a girl actually decided that she was going to have sex with you?
Yes, dude, I don't know. You realize like people disagree with you and still have sex. I don't know why you're like fixating on this.
Well, I don't know what kind of woman would have any type of intimate relations with a guy like you that doesn't even know about what genders are.
Dude, you realize that's like
it wasn't like something you had to pay for, right? It wasn't like you didn't have to pay somebody to have sex with you.
I have had multiple. Dude, why? You realize this isn't like. I thought we were just gonna talk, like have a debate here.
Well, we are. It's just we are having a discussion. It's just above your. But like you realize it's above your level of understanding.
Thing to say like, oh, you're a virgin. Oh, you must be unathletic. Like that's crazy.
Well, you're obviously unathletic.
I mean, like, bro, I'd probably smoke you right now, like, one-on-one. Like,
well, yeah, I'm 50. I'm 54. You're 24. You might.
Yeah. Well, I know, but the point is, like, I don't know why. Like, it's like I feel like you're just like.
Are you in a relationship now? Do you have a girlfriend now?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah. Excuse me?
You heard me.
What's her name?
Yeah.
What's his name? Wait, hold on. Can you repeat that? What you said? What's his name?
You heard me. You heard exactly what I said.
No, okay. It wouldn't matter.
What's your girlfriend's name? What's your girlfriend's first name? What's your girlfriend's first name?
Her name is Kelsey.
Kelsey? Kelsey?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where'd you meet Kelsey? Grindr?
We went to high school together, actually.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, you see, you're being really. This says a lot about you.
What would be wrong? Wait a minute. Why am I being? Why would you take that as an offensive thing? What did I say that's offensive?
Because you're saying it's because
I'm saying what? I'm saying what?
You're trying to insinuate. It's not even offensive towards my girlfriend as much as it is towards transgender people. Like I know what you're trying to do.
Well, if gender is just a social construct, why would it be offensive to you if someone thought you might be gay? I don't understand. This is just a social construct.
If somebody had take gender out. If somebody told you, I said my name wasn't Bob, my name was Phil, right? I think it would be respectful of you to abide by like, okay, call me Phil. Like it's just a respect thing.
Yeah, right.
Like
okay, all right. So what did you get? What did you get Kelsey for Valentine's Day?
I got her a little stuffed animal and some candy.
Really? What kind of animal? What kind of animal?
Well, it actually is a video game character.
Actually, a video game character. All right, I appreciate the call. Oh my goodness. Do you believe that he has a girlfriend named Kelsey? Now, he may have had a girlfriend in high school or a girl he liked in high school, but do you think that 24-year-old guy there has a girlfriend named Kelsey? Oh, my goodness. We're so late for the break. Calls on hold. Stand by. Back after this. What do you think? Oh, my goodness. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. Oh, boy. I tell you.
What if the most powerful city in the world doesn't rely on politics or wars, but on its image? The Shella City novel series invites you into a parallel universe where fashion, luxury brands, and radical freedom shape a glittering utopia unlike anything you've seen before. A neutral city, no racism or homophobia. Genders are just fashion terms, and no one there has a defined ethnicity or even a last name. A liberated economy and innovation without limits. At the center stands Domania, the modeling empire, and its enigmatic CEO, Randall, who helped transform Shella into the city of beauty and elegance, launching it into a golden age of wealth and global influence. But in a world built on perfection and glamour, what could hide beneath? In this story, you'll find the models of Domania living their daily strive of image and compete internally, or attend the secret events held by Domania. If you're following today's news, you can guess what they're about. In every page of this story, ambition collides with loyalty. A war happens in Shella, but without weapons. It's literally called the Elegance War. Will Shella remain stable, or will the illusion begin to fracture? Find out when you read Shella City, available now on Amazon in Kindle and paperback, and free with Kindle Unlimited. Enter the city, decide what you believe. If you like fashion and reading fantasy, don't miss this. It's a story where first world problems become so catastrophic.
All right, stand by, guys. Okay, we'll be back in about 90 seconds. We're still in radio station break. I lost track of the time talking to Kelsey's boyfriend there. If you're on hold, hang in there. Oh, boy. We got about 1 minute and we'll be back. So it's a very short segment. If you're on hold, stand by. I'll go back to the phones when we get back. And I haven't gotten to Tucker yet. I'll get to it. Yep. Well, thank you, William. Steve will be joining us at the top. I was just texting with him. So, you know, liberals, they say things. They don't even know what they're saying. Gender is just a social construct. They don't even know what it is. I mean, you know, just they just regurgitate and repeat crap. All right, 25 seconds. Here we go, 15 seconds. All right, we're back. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Once, twice. All right. You missed out. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. It's Patty from New Jersey.
Hey, Patty. Oh, hold on, Patty, while I answer these phones. Are ringing off the hook. Yeah, all right. Go ahead, Patty from New Jersey.
All right. So I want to just make 3 quick points. Number one, I got started watching you a little late today, but when I started watching, you were talking about the ICE people at the polling station.
Yes.
I wonder if it's going to be fought under the fact that, like, you're not allowed to wear like anything that says Trump or Biden or whatever.
That's not true. That's not true. It may be in New Jersey, but here in Florida, you can wear whatever the heck you want to wear. And when I vote,
really?
I wear my MAGA hat and a Trump shirt. When I vote, I've been doing it for years, since the first time I voted for the president.
Up here in New Jersey, we're not allowed to.
Oh, yeah.
I tried the 1 year, and they made me go take my hat off.
Have you seen my YouTube video where the poll worker confronted me?
No, I don't think
you
I
guys,
did.
if you guys
When
go to
was
my
that?
YouTube channel, Brian Craig Show on YouTube, where I live stream all the time, I went to vote on primary day, and a very large woman and poll worker, she just freaked out at my MAGA gear, and I was making a video, and you get to see it. It's hilarious. It's got hundreds of thousands of views.
Was it just recent?
It was during the primaries when I was voting for the president in the primaries, and she did not.
Okay.
She did not like it. It was. I didn't intend for this to happen, but it's what happened when it.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I know here in New Jersey, I thought it was like you're not supposed, like the candidates aren't allowed to go and stand by the lines and cheer people on or anything like that. I thought that was like a federal thing.
No. In fact, I don't even know.
mistaken.
I don't even know if it's illegal where you are. I know that liberals tell you that you can't wear. You cannot campaign. Like, say I'm with you can't campaign within a certain number of feet from a polling location.
Polling station.
Yeah, a polling station. If you're like from a campaign or something. But that's not the case, at least here in Florida. I know I wear my Make America Great Again hat and Trump shirts and everything when I go and vote. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to have to research that a little bit. But then my other point was, and did you hear that Prince Andrew was arrested this morning?
I did not. What for?
Yep. They're saying for inappropriate behavior in public office. But I have a feeling you know what it's in reference to, and I hope that he gets extradited back to the United States to stand trial for whatever he did.
The royal family, they're all messed up, right? I mean, what's the gene pool in that family? They're all, the royals are so intermarried and everything else. I don't know. Maybe that'll be his defense. I'll look that up. No, I've not seen that. I'll look it up. Prince Andrew. All right. Appreciate the call.
Yeah.
All right. Take care. Yeah, you guys, if you look at that video, I didn't intend for this to happen. I was just making a vlog voting. And as I'm making the video, she comes the woman in charge of the polling location comes up and confronts me. And it's hilarious. It's a couple 100,000 people have watched that video. You guys can look at Brian Craig Show on YouTube. I want to talk about the Sloman's Home Security System offer. This is a great offer for yourself in your home, but this is also something great to get for your parents, your elderly parents. You could take advantage of this for them or your adult children living outside the house. Sloman's Home Security is offering a free home security system with free professional installation and 24/7 central station monitoring. You get all that for just $24.95 a month for 5 years. All right, give them a call, 833-283-5050. 833-283-5050. It's a great system. It's a great offer. And it makes a great gift for your parents, your adult parents, your elderly parents, grandma, grandpa. It includes the central station monitoring, so everything is monitored as well. 833-283-5050. We'll be right back. Let me see if I can find that video. You guys got to watch this video. It's hilarious. Let me see if I can find it on my channel. I forgot what the title is. Let's see. Yeah, okay. It's this one. Trump MAGA hat triggers woke Florida poll worker. And I'm wearing my MAGA hat. And hold on. I got to wait for the commercial to play here. Hold on. And you can see this is the poll worker, and she comes up and confronts me, and it's all on tape, so you can go there and watch it on my YouTube channel. It's hilarious. Yeah, so that's that one. Okay, we'll be back shortly. It's the one here with me with the hoodie. I'm wearing my Trump. Hoodie and my MAGA hat, and she just freaked out. I'll go back to the calls after the break. We're in break right now on the radio. Yeah, if you haven't watched any of my vlogs, please do. not this weekend, but the weekend after, a week from Friday, I'm going to be going to the Gulf of America. I'll be vlogging that too. I haven't been to the Gulf of America. Been to the Gulf of Mexico many times, but I have not been to the Gulf of America yet. Yeah, but if you haven't watched any of my vlogs, these are good. My trip to Alligator Alcatraz, that's a great one. They're all good, you know. So check them out. Okay. Got about 90 seconds and we'll be back. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I wanted to look up about Prince Andrew. Yeah. We got 1 minute and we'll be back. $45 seconds. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to new subscribers. Carmen, welcome, new subscriber. All right, 35 seconds. We'll be back. We're still in radio station break. Oh, this is a good one, too, with all the baby formula missing. Don't miss. They're all good vlogs. All right, we are back. Let's go back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Colorado.
Hey, Colorado. What's
Hey,
on your
John.
mind? Hey, John in Colorado. What's up?
Oh, not much. I was just wondering, are you also yourself a religious person, or just really more so political?
No, I'm a Christian. I'm Catholic.
Okay, cool. There's another thing that I was wanting to talk about.
Why do you ask?
Oh, my question was wondering. I mean, isn't Christianity taught to not throw judgment, and things like that? That he is without sin, cast the first stone.
Well, one thing that Jesus tells, we are all sinners.
Okay.
Like what you're doing right now, judging me.
Oh, no, sir. I'm definitely not judging you by any way, shape, or
Yeah, sure
form.
you are.
This is
Are
the
you?
merit
Yeah,
to
sure.
where
You're actually calling into question whether or not I'm a Christian.
No, I was just wondering where you stand, just religiously, so I can get a good standpoint of
Oh,
where
yes,
some of my
a
next
good
questions
standpoint.
go.
Oh, yes. Okay, here comes the
there's
interrogation.
No judgment here.
Here
You are in a
no
country in
judgment.
which you are free to be religious.
Oh, well,
so
thank you.
there's no judgment
I
on that
appreciate that from Colorado. All right, I'm ready for your interrogation. Pick your best question and lead with that. Well, I don't have time for an interview.
Okay.
Pick your best
Well,
question.
the question. Okay, well, if you give me just a second, and let me speak, and then I could let you speak. I would say, most people wouldn't really appreciate the fact of how much judgment that you threw the last caller that you had of wondering what was his girlfriend's name and asking what is his name specifically. I just, would fairly have to say that it wasn't too Christian of you. What was it?
I don't know. Asking somebody their partner's
You don't
name.
know. Oh,
So
okay,
if I ask somebody,
if I ask
somebody the name of their significant other, that's unchristian.
Oh, you didn't. No, you specifically said you asked if he had a girlfriend, and he said yes, and you said what's his name. So I mean,
why do you think why do you think I did that?
Maybe to be hateful, spiteful. I don't know. Maybe you were backed in a corner.
No,
I have no idea.
None of those are
Lots
true.
of crazy
Here's
things,
the answer. I did it because it was funny. I was making fun of him.
Oh, sure. Oh, that
It's
was
called
funny.
humor.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
well, you know what?
Oh,
Are you
sure.
Gen Z
So,
or millennial?
well, that-
Are you Gen
okay,
Z or
so
millennial?
humor.
No, excuse me.
I
Are
got
you Gen
humor,
Z or
humor.
millennial? Gen Z or millennial?
Oh, I'm 37. I'm 37 years old.
What's that? Millennial? Well, that explains it. You guys don't get humor or sarcasm. Millennials don't have a sense of humor.
Sure. Okay, I've got some humor as well, if you would like it. was gonna hold that
I
back.
seriously
Actually,
doubt that.
I have one more question for you, though.
Here we go.
You know, since you guys are all about, you know, cancel culture and things like that, you're tired of shit being canceled.
All right.
and stuff
Oh,
like-
boy. Second dump of the day, Mike. Oh, my goodness. Second dump of the day. You know, what must it be like? We have a generation of millennials. If you're on hold, stand by as we wait for the delay to re-engage. They have no sense of humor, and they don't get sarcasm. I want to talk, while we're waiting for the delay to re-engage, I want to talk about Coastal Weight Loss Secret. And you guys have heard me talk about Coastal Weight Loss Secret, but you know what? One of the amazing things about Coastal Weight Loss Secret and Dr. Zuckerman over there that I accomplished, that I did, it was totally unexpected, was I got a flat stomach now. I've got a flat stomach. You know, Kelsey's boyfriend that I was talking to earlier said he was 24. I've got a stomach like I had when I was 24. And I didn't expect or even think it was possible to have a flat stomach again. You know, I didn't realize that, but when I was looking down, I had what would be described as partially obstructed view. Not so much, but I was getting a belly, and I just thought, hey, you know, getting a belly, that's part of being middle-aged. It's not. Having a flat stomach is possible with Coastal Weight Loss Secret, and I want to thank Dr. Zuckerman and Coastal Weight Loss Secret for giving me my flat stomach back. Give Coastal Weight Loss Secret a call. They can help you lose weight and get that flat stomach back, just like they did me, no matter where you are in the United States. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightlossSecret.com. All right, you're on the air. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, John from Colorado again. Was it because
Colorado? You can't use. I put you back on because I wanted you to finish your question. No profanity.
My apologies.
All right, hold on, but I'm not going to keep you on much longer. Just get to your best point, and we'll talk about that. I'm going to move on. I'm up against the clock, and you're taking too long to get there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so what I was asking about the whole cancel culture thing, you guys are tired of things getting taken off air and just letting people say what they wanted to say, right?
No, but go ahead. I'll go with you. Where you go? Where you
going? That was
going?
a big thing that MAGA was all about, and Donald Trump was serious about too. Was like cancel culture.
That's not what
like
cancel culture. But anyway, get to the point. Get to the point. The hypocrisy of the MAGA movement.
I was wondering why you deleted my comments when I asked if everybody knew if, you know, the guy who coined the term TDS was actually soliciting a minor.
I did not delete. I did not delete. I don't even know who you are. I didn't delete anyone's comments.
Okay. Well, did you also know that Trump's spiritual advisor, since you are Christian, and that's what my question was trying to get to here, how do you feel about Trump's spiritual advisor getting arrested and pleading guilty for sexually abusing a child?
I don't know that that's true. But
yeah, he pled guilty to it.
Hold on a second. If that is true, right? I doubt they're the spiritual advisor any longer. All right. I mean, my goodness, you know, people. You know, if you go to a church, everyone inside, this is what the left don't get, okay? This is what the left don't get. You go to any church, everybody in that church is a sinner. Everyone on the planet is a sinner. Now, there are different degrees. I mean, people do things that are worse than others. The whole idea that we believe that there are no sinners, what are you talking about? And so far as what someone does that's connected to you, you know, we all know people and associate with people. You don't know what they do in the privacy of their own home or anywhere else. And just because you work with someone or someone works for you, or maybe you've taken some advice from somebody, doesn't mean that they won't go on to do something terrible, right? Like, as an example, it is true that Prince Andrew was arrested this morning. I was looking it up, you know. Does that mean that his daughters are somehow guilt by association? You know, so this guilt by association that people put on the standard of conservatives is insane. And in fact, there's one big mega church here in South Florida where they make a big deal that everyone's sinful in the church. I can't. What is the phrase they have? I can't remember what the phrase is. I had it on the tip of my tongue, and I was about to say it, and it escaped me. But all of us are sinners, and you're not guilty of crimes of people that you may know. And the more famous you are, the more people you know. Okay? Does that make sense to you liberals out there? You know, liberals believe that you as an individual are guilty of whatever crime or immorality someone you know committed. What kind of logic is that? It's you know what it is? It's called liberal logic. But they don't understand Christianity. They don't understand any of these things. If you're on hold, stand by. We're still in February. It's February 19th, and February is Love Your Heart and Body Month. You know, a simple scan can mean a lifetime of tomorrows with Life Imaging FLA. Life Imaging FLA are all about preventative health. Prevention today not only means memories tomorrow, but early detection will help you live long enough to see those most precious moments in life. Mother's Day's coming up, Father's Day's coming up. Guys, you know, you get that heart scan, a Life Imaging FLA. You'll be there for the Mother's Day and the Father's Days ahead for the rest of your life. Life Imaging FLA have locations in Palm Beach, Broward, and Dade. Call Life Imaging FLA for your free heart scan now with a few minimum requirements valued at $699. From your cell, call pound 250 and say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. That's pound 250. Just say free heart scan and you'll be connected in seconds. All right. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll go back to the phones after the top of the hour break. Steve Kane will be joining us as well. And I didn't get a chance to get into the Tucker Carlson thing yet, but I do want to recap some stories with Steve. I'm not sure what Steve has on his plate to bring up, but I want to... Tucker Carlson pulled a publicity stunt yesterday that was immediately debunked and exposed by Mike Huckabee, the U.S. ambassador to Israel. And I might, if we have time in the next hour, I'll get into that. I wanted to get into it earlier today, but I didn't get the chance to do that. But we will get to the calls and more, and Steve Kane, of course, after the top of the hour break. If you'd like to call in, the number's toll-free, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call, no matter where you are listening. I want to remind you, guys, just real quick, that are going on our MAGA cruise next month. If you've not yet checked in, do it. If you don't know how to do it, call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot. The check-in, you can pick a time to show up at the port to board the ship. And remember, the week-long vacation begins the moment you set foot on the deck. But the way cruise lines work is you don't just show up at the port and have huge crowds. You pick a time to show up at the port. There's no crowd, and you just walk on board the ship in seconds. It's amazing. And I remember what it was like cruising before. So call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot if you don't know how to do it. But you can do it on the app and pick your boarding time. You can call Ian at 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. 2 hours down, 1 to go. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian, back after this break. All right, we're back. We'll be back in a couple minutes, guys. Hang in there, all right? If you're on hold, stand by.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets, as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, MyPillow mattresses and MyPillow mattress toppers as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets. Regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, regular $49.98, On sale for $17.98. Wait on it. Mega sale only $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's going to ship absolutely free.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we got a couple minutes. Did you have somewhere you wanted to go, or you want me to?
No, not at all.
Okay, I got a couple things.
Okay.
But if you got something, we can go there. I don't care.
I like that story about the pollution on the Potomac. Did you
I don't
see
know
that?
too much about that with the poop.
Well, it's every kind of raw sewage you can imagine.
Yeah.
And there's a conflict brewing between Trump and the local officials.
Well, I don't think MAGA people are the ones pooping on the.
Well, everybody, it's a mutual sewer. I mean, it's
the sewage is the responsibility of the local government, not the federal government.
Well, but Trump's going to take it over.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but I don't know too much about it. I mean, I don't know. It's a
that's all there is to know, man.
Pretty crappy topic to bring up in the morning, but.
We'll be ahead of the curve if we mention it. Because it's going to end up in a big conflict.
Okay. All right. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I wanted to tell you about this bizarre thing that Tucker pulled yesterday in Israel. Did you see this?
No, I didn't see it.
So bizarre. It was so bizarre. I'll just explain it to you. I mean, it's just.
That sounds good.
It's not a big issue, but it's just how the mighty have fallen.
Bring it up. I'll see if I can find the hook.
No, there's a hook. I don't tell you when we get back, or but it's
everything is the hook.
It's a pathetic what he did. Just pathetic. The anti-Semitism industry,
I don't follow it closely, to say the truth.
Well, what he did, I'll tell you on the air. We'll get to it. I haven't brought it up yet. It's not a big issue, but it's just something to mention.
Well, we're gonna make it a big issue.
Yeah. All right, hold on. it's just go. All right, we've got less than a minute. All right, about 10 seconds. Hang in there. All right, we're back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Steve, how's it going?
Good morning to you.
Oh, my goodness. Well, there's a few things. I wanted to tell you about the Tucker Carlson thing, but you wanted to talk about the feces on the Potomac.
Well, lead with your Tucker Carlson thing.
Okay, I'd rather not talk about feces in the morning, but that's okay. Tucker Carlson, yesterday, a story late in the afternoon dropped. Tucker Carlson had gone to Israel to interview Mike Huckabee, who was the U.S. ambassador to Israel.
Right.
And a story dropped that Tucker Carlson had been detained by the Israelis and not allowed to enter. And it was a very detailed story. And I'll tell you what happened and then the aftermath of it. But we had you know what? It just reminded me of Henry from Sweden. Remember Henry from Sweden?
I sure do.
We used to have this.
He was a great caller.
We used to have him in studio. And he was a black man from Sweden. Maybe it's more accurate to say he was the black man from Sweden. He was actually Swedish, and he's black. And I didn't know there were black Swedes, but there's at least one.
I do believe, if memory serves me correctly, he was married to a white lady.
Yes, who pulled a knife on him once. And
yes.
he's relocated to Australia. He's not in America anymore, but he was here, and he was a regular chronic caller to our show, and he felt about Jews the same way as Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. He did not like Jews. He hated Israel. And he was on the show all the time. And remember, there were those Islamic terrorists that were holed up in that church in Israel. This was years ago. Forget the Church of the What was it? What was the church called? Nazarene Church. Yeah. And
Church of the Nazarene.
And he went to Israel to go to that church while the terrorists were there. He was trying to meet up with the terrorists. And this is true. Some of you may remember this call. It was so dramatic. He called us from the stall in the men's room at the airport in Israel, and he had been stopped by the Israeli, I guess their equivalent of Border Patrol, and they came into the they came into the bathroom, caught him on the phone talking to us in the bathroom stall, and a fight broke out. Remember that? And we could.
I remember, and he was using us as a reference.
Yeah, he was trying to. He was using your name to try to get into Israel because all the Jews know each other, and just knowing Steve Kane, you don't even need a passport because all the Jews know each other, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how you handle the international banking consortium and all that, right?
That's Henry.
So he got into a fight with the Israeli Border Patrol in the bathroom stall while he was on the air with us. And those of you who remember Henry from Sweden, he was a character, and it was 100% crazy. So anyway, a story drops yesterday. Tucker Carlson, that he had gotten stopped at the airport by the Israelis. They detained him. They took his passport. They took him into a room and questioned him. His producer, they took his passport. They took him in a room and questioned him and held him, and he was just there to meet Huckabee for an interview, and then he was tossed out of the country. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy, and it doesn't seem to be a very smart move for it. I understand that Tucker's in league with the Muslims, and we've seen this, right? Recently, he was in Qatar meeting with his Muslim friends over there doing house hunting, right? He says he's buying a house in Qatar. Very weird. And he's obviously very anti-Israel. We've heard this a lot over the last year. And it didn't seem to make a lot of sense to me that Israel would do. I know they don't like Tucker. I get it.
I'm trying to remember how that story ended.
Well, this story, with Henry from Sweden?
Yeah.
They deported him. He got deported from Israel and forever banned from entering Israel. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
I remember it vaguely.
But Tucker yesterday, he said that he and his producer, this dropped late in the day yesterday, that Tucker Carlson dropped this story that he and his producer were detained in Israel. Their passports were taken. They were taken into a room and interrogated about what he was going to talk to Huckabee about and their conversations and everything else, and then removed from the country. And when I first heard that story, I thought, well, that wasn't a smart move for Israel, because even though I understand they don't want Tucker there, and by the way, I understand why they would do it, because we don't want these Palestinian organizers in Colombia in this country. We want them ejected from our country. I could understand why Israel would not want Tucker there, but he's such a high-profile person. You know what I mean? To do that on a high-profile basis, it just didn't seem like a smart move, although I would agree if they did it.
So is that the end of the story?
No, the end of the story is Tucker made the whole story up. None of that happened. He made the whole story up. In fact, Mike...
How did it become public? How did we find out?
Mike Huckabee, the U.S. ambassador to Israel. Now, immediately some Israelis came out and said it wasn't true, but you never know. You don't know if you could believe that or not, because but then Huckabee came out and said it was not true. They checked him. Mike Huckabee said they checked him just like anybody else, including him. He says they check his passport too and ask him questions, and he's got the diplomatic passport because he's the ambassador. He never left he was in the VIP lounge and they came and questioned like anybody else entering the country, him and his producer, and checked their passports in the VIP lounge. But the way that Tucker had taken it, it was like Midnight Express. They took him into an interrogation room and all this stuff. He made the entire story up and exaggerated it beyond imagination. And I think he did that. I think he dropped that story very much on purpose for the Muslim world that he has a great affection for. And I don't know how that story is being carried in the Islamic world, but I don't think that Mike Huckabee part is making the press over there in the Muslim press. And I'm just disappointed in Tucker overall, Steve? It's just...
well, you've been disappointed with Tucker for a while now.
Yeah, but to hype up something like that. He was in the VIP lounge at the airport when they came in, and Huckabee said they checked his passport and went through what he goes through when he goes in and out. It's like everybody else that enters Israel or not. Maybe they're, I don't know why Tucker would hype up a story like that and really lie about something like that the way he did. It's just very, I've always liked Tucker, and I know you do too, even though he's had some problems from time to time. But it was just it's not what we expect from Tucker. The disappointment you would feel in a child, right? It's just a feeling of disappointment in him, and he's going down this dark path with the Islamic world, and I'm not happy about it. And I don't think I'm alone in that. But it looks like one of your predictions is going to come true.
Which one? The Monday prediction?
About war with Iran is imminent, they're reporting.
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah. I mean, they're really... The news is starting to prepare the public for a war with Iran. And your prediction was on... I guess it was Monday or Tuesday. You predicted that that Trump was waiting for the Olympics to be over.
Oh, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Olympics are over Sunday night. So
and that's how it's going to play out. I just hope. I mean, it's interesting. The thing that makes the story interesting is that he's between the rock and the hard place. The president is, because war is unpredictable. We've had two miraculously sanitized wars. The last one is especially the one where we went in and took the drug lord out of his bedroom.
Oh, the liberation of Venezuela.
Yeah, Venezuela. But it's always risky, and you never know how the public's going to take it when we make the invasion. Of course, people like you and me are going to be supportive of it. But you never know what could go wrong, and it brings an element of uncertainty to the scene at a time when it's not ideal for us.
Well, anytime there's
You've heard of the midterms is the bottom line of this.
Anytime there's a war, you keep hearing these things, it'll be over in a few weeks, and that doesn't seem to be the way. Venezuela is an unusual situation. But,
well, they're small potatoes next to Iran.
But Afghanistan and Iraq, we thought was going to be a couple of months, and it went on for almost like 20 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but the way if Venice, see, this is the thing though, Steve. Well, you know what? Let's take a break, and then after the break, I'll tell you my thoughts on that. But I wanted to talk about Lighthouse Medical that rid you of your neuropathy.
Yes.
Do you know it's been over 3.5 years since Lighthouse Medical rid you of your neuropathy?
Seems like almost yesterday.
Well, this is the thing, and we kind of stumbled upon this. When we found Lighthouse Medical, you were suffering so much, you just needed relief, right? I mean, you just wanted it to end, and you wanted it to end yesterday, right? And it did. I mean, you saw relief from your neuropathy symptoms after one treatment, and then they rid you of your neuropathy very quickly. It was amazing, but we weren't thinking about the long-term impact because it's so unbearable to have neuropathy. You're thinking about it's really living torture. You just want it to end, and you want it to end now. And here we are 3.5 years later, and it hasn't returned. It's amazing. But here's the thing with Lighthouse Medical and their neuropathy treatment. Their treatment works and it lasts. And as you can see with Steve Kane. But they can help you with your neuropathy no matter where you are in the world. They're located in Pompano. And if you can go in person, that's awesome. But even if you're local and you can't make it in person, or you're somewhere else in the United States or Canada or the UK, they can still help you over the phone and through Zoom and video calls and such. You don't have to go there in person, even if you're local.
There's no charge for the consult. That's an important thing.
If you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Yes, of course.
So I'm going to give you the number and the website, okay? Give them a call. Mention you heard them on the Steve Kane Show and schedule your no-charge consultation. And you may want to call, maybe you have a spouse or a grandfather or a parent that suffers from neuropathy. You can call and make the appointment and take them, okay? A lot of people do that. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. We'll be right back. All right, I'm going to put you on hold for a minute, Steve. Hold on. If you're on hold, hang in there, guys. If you want to call in, the number's toll-free, and it's pinned in the live chat.
We're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Hank from Hollywood. How you doing?
All right, Hank. What's on your mind?
I called Tom Laporta at Tom Laporta Roofing. He sent out Scott. Now, Scott is absolutely the best. Scott and Scott's crew are the absolute best. They gave me a great price. They did the job when they said they were going to do it. They finished the job when they said they were going to do it. The materials they used, absolutely the best. I want to thank Tom. I definitely want to thank Scott, and definitely want to thank Scott's crew. These people are number one, and I just want your listeners to know, Tom Laporta at Tom Laporta Roofing. If you need a new roof, call Tom at Tom Laporta Roofing. You're not going to go wrong. You're not going to be disappointed.
Do what Hank did. Call Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing on his cell phone, 954-604-4602, 954-604-4602, and online, laportaroofing.com.
For the first time ever, we're bringing you My Pillow mattresses and mattress toppers for as low as $99.98. Remember, sleep's all about temperature and pressure points. Whatever sleep needs you have, we have the right technology for you. Like our My Pillow mattress topper, our queen size has over 10,000 individual comfort supports to help relieve your pressure points. And how about our 3-inch Hybrid Plus mattress topper? It's infused with copper and silver to help your body get the restorative sleep it needs. And our My Pillow and Case Coil mattresses, I personally helped develop these mattresses to make sure they have everything needed to give us great sleep. Plus, they're made right here in the USA, and they ship right to your front door absolutely free. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to get MyPillow mattresses and toppers for as low as $99.98 and free shipping.
All right, stand by, guys.
Hello?
Yeah, okay, hang in there. We're not quite back yet. Hold on. I'm going to put you on hold. I'll be right back.
Okay.
On the line, we have Jamie Levac from Swift Tax. Hey, Jamie, how you doing?
How you doing, Brian? Tax season has started, and what I've noticed to be true is that people are getting significantly more money back this year.
Wow.
The main thing that is something that the big, beautiful bill changed are the tax brackets. Tax brackets can be confusing, But in the last administration, they modified them to where, a lot of people making $100,000 and lower were getting taxed similar to the people making $30,000-$40,000. And now the brackets are in a way where your first portion will be taxed at a rate. And as you make more money, the amount of money that you're taxed at will be based on the threshold of the money that you made. For instance, if you made $100,000, the first $12,000 will be taxed at a different rate, all the way up to $56,000, and then that will be taxed at a different rate. And then if you make more than $60,000, that will be taxed at a different rate. The whole point is, the tax brackets have changed, and you're seeing the difference on your take-home check and on your tax return.
So people that normally get returns, they're seeing larger returns, right, than they would normally get?
Yes, yes.
Is there a lot of people that you're seeing that are clients of yours who, in the past, they've owed taxes, but for the first time, maybe they're seeing returns?
There's actually a lot of that.
Wow.
And that specifically has to do with the big, beautiful bill.
That's awesome. That's what I want to hear. Listen, guys, Jamie Levac at Swift Tax, he's located right here in South Florida, but he can help you with your taxes no matter where you are in the United States. And you can hear by Jamie Levac here on the program that he knows the new tax code inside and out. He's going to make sure that you get all the deductions that you're entitled to, and that you get the largest return that you're owed from the government. Give Jamie Levac a call right now or text. This number rings directly to Jamie Levac at Swift Tax, 954-773-1587. 954-773-1587. All right, we're back. I'm Brian Steve Caines here. Call us on hold, stand by. I just want to say, if this war thing starts with Iran, when we think about it, we think about what Iraq. I see just major airstrikes like we did in Venezuela. All this new space age technology that Trump unleashed on Venezuela. Venezuela almost seemed like a test for the Iran attack. You know what I mean? Like a warm up.
Yeah, but it's not really comparable. I mean, the two militaries are not the same. I mean, Iran is definitely a greater challenge than Venezuela, but we're going to get a chance to see. It's scary though, because public perception. You never know how the public's going to react with things.
Yeah, that's true.
And the other thing, it's a tough act to follow. After Venezuela, where we didn't harm a hair on anybody's head and there were no American casualties, if you got kids that are in the service or a couple of Americans get killed, the Democrats could really use that to try to screw up the primaries for us.
Yeah.
And it's just risky, but he's a brave man, and he's going to do the right thing, and that is to get rid of this corrupt regime once and for all.
Yeah, I think everybody is sick of Iran. Iran is responsible for like 99% of the problems in the Middle East.
That's true.
All right, you want to take some calls?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Scott. I'm calling from Kansas City.
Hey, Scott.
Hey.
What do you got for us?
Good morning, sir. I just want to know, in your opinion, why is Tucker Carlson going down the rabbit hole he's going down? A little trivia real quick. The first time I ever heard the name Tucker Carlson was in a call-in conversation with Tony Snow, who had him on his show, Fox News Sunday, the previous Sunday. I didn't catch his name. So that was the first time I ever heard the name Tucker Carlson from the mouth.
So what is your
Tony
question?
Snow.
What's your question?
Again, I did state it in the beginning. I'll state it again. Why is he going down the particular rabbit hole that he's going down now?
Let me give you an answer. It's a real good question. You must understand, in this day and age with talk radio, Tucker comes under the heading of what you call an independent. He has his own company. He has.
Yep.
Brian and I do. I mean, that's how the business is structured nowadays. And one of the functions you have to do for yourself Whereas as opposed to if you worked for a radio station, they do it for you. But when you're an independent and on your own, you have to do your own publicity and generate your own, press releases and issues, and that's what it's about.
Well, yes, but I think there's a little bit more than that. When he first went on it, I'll give you a little more detail. When he first went out on his own, he did these high-profile interviews, and he got a lot of press. Putin, Trump, and all these people. And he's kind of played that out. There's no one left to interview. And he went to Israel. What happened with it, he made some comments online about Israel. I can't remember exactly what they were, but Huckabee called him out on it, on X, and challenged him to come to Israel to interview him. And I like Mike Huckabee, and I think you'll agree with this part, Steve, but interviewing Huckabee has got to be terminally boring. Right? I mean, I like Huckabee, but he's not an interesting guy to interview. And Tucker created this publicity stunt to make the trip interesting for people, which was otherwise not interesting. So Steve's right when he says publicity stunt, but I think he got roped into doing this very terminally boring interview with Mike Huckabee, and now it's interesting and people want to see and hear it.
Well, as fellow talk show hosts, we certainly should understand what that's about.
Well, we don't do publicity. We don't. He's always trashing Israel. He's anti-Semitic, Steve.
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Although it's ironic that our president has appointed him the ambassador to Israel.
No, Mike Huckabee's the ambassador. Mike Huckabee's not anti-Semitic.
Well, I'm talking about Tucker.
No, Tucker is just.
I'm talking about
Tucker is
Huckabee.
Tucker. Tucker Carlson. His son works for J.D. Vance at the White House. So he's an inside man. That's another reason when I first heard this story, it didn't make sense because Tucker could get the president or vice president on the phone on a dime if he wanted to. And the story just didn't seem to make sense. And now we find out it didn't happen. But I think it was, Stephen Colbert came up with a publicity stunt this week that backfired on him. He came up with a publicity stunt at Israel's expense.
Nobody in the world did it more than we did it.
When you say we, you mean you. I don't do publicity stunts.
No. Hold on. I'm talking about you and I in the earlier years. All the stuff we did with Glisten, we found ourselves in the middle of every hot issue.
That's true.
And we injected ourselves into it.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things that makes for great talk radio.
There was, I went under, by the way, thanks for the Glisten thing is when I went undercover as a gay activist.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
Well, we were certainly riding a news wave there because that was a big issue in those days.
Sometime, but it was I wouldn't say that was investigative journalism you and I were doing. That wasn't a publicity. We did do some. Okay, I remember we did it. This was during the Iraq War. We did a personal appearance. Remember the time I got waterboarded?
Yes.
Okay, we did a personal appearance when waterboarding was a thing, and we were doing an appearance at a place that was a little strange to do an appearance at. And in a location that was at the northern end of our signal where we had never done an appearance before. And we did a publicity stunt there. Steve waterboarded me. And it was not fun. You had one of those, what are those machines called where you hang upside down like a bat?
Inversion
machine. You had an inversion machine. And we did this thing where Steve was going to waterboard me. You brought your inversion machine, and this was an outside place we were at, laid me down on the inversion machine, and you and Bill Lewis waterboarded me while 200 or 300 of our listeners were watching. And and it was not fun. That was
quite an episode.
Yeah, that might have been that might fall into the category of publicity stunt. And it was real.
Well, publicity stunt just has a derogatory connotation to it.
It was a promotion. I would call it a promotion. Yes.
If you're your own, and in situations like that, if you're independent, you do your own press.
You got to do what you got to do.
Exactly
Gotta
right.
do what you
And
gotta do.
Actually, you're the one who did most of it for us. You know, you were...
What?
We were... Well, yeah. We did a lot of stuff. Most of what we did together. You were the one who went undercover.
As an undercover gay, yeah.
With Glisten.
Yes. The Gay Lesbian Straight Education Network.
It's not in existence anymore.
And-
I think we did...
Yeah.
Glisten in.
What other things did I do? I don't remember doing something like that.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It's early in the morning.
Okay, all right. Let's take some more calls. Yeah, you're more into the showmanship than me when it comes to that stuff. You have a longer history of doing those kind of things than me, but we have done some things.
The Joe Pine days.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you call? I forgot about the Glisten stuff. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Milo, Cuyahoga Falls. How's it going?
All right, Milo.
Hey, Milo, what's happening?
You don't sound excited to talk to me. All right, I would like to talk about the Georgia and the election fraud. And I think we all know that there was tons of fraud there. I'd like to know if Warnock and Ossoff, is it possible that they maybe lose their seats because of down balloting and runoff elections?
I don't know who
maybe,
you're...
it may be possible in the future, but I mean they don't seem to have come up with anything.
President Trump
took out half the papers in the world, and they took it out in wheelbarrows. The entire record of the whole history. Of the
exactly,
thing. They don't seem to have anything.
And President Trump won Georgia in the last election. So there you go.
No, this is the election.
I mean, but they're still looking at all that. They're going to have to present all that to court. I mean, it's not like they're just going to come out and say, "Oh."
No, well, wait. No, but
President
President Trump, they didn't just do that to do it. It's been reported by John Solomon at Just the News that they're preparing a big thing with that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is, let's just say it all goes through. There's plenty of fraud there, and this could affect Warnock being
this is what you're talking about years ago. Now we got things worked out. See, those things only happen when people aren't looking. And there's so many eyes on that stuff now. That's why President Trump won Georgia in the last election. All right, listen, we're late for the break. We're late for the break. Oh, boy. All right. Oh, my goodness. We are way late for the break. We'll be right back. I'll put you on hold, Steve. I'll be back.
Some parts of life are funny, some are messy, and some parts are just plain confusing. And that's what makes it real. In the book, That Life Stuff, available on Amazon, author Aaron Mullins shares poetic reflections that explore life from different angles. The highs, the stumbles, and the lessons we don't always see coming. These inspirational poems remind us that perseverance matters, that sometimes a change in scenery can shift everything, and that when we find ourselves stuck in a rut, there's always something to learn from those blunders. This isn't complicated philosophy, it's honest insight, the kind that makes you pause and see your own story a little clearer. If you've ever needed encouragement, perspective, or simply a reminder that growth often comes from the messy parts, That Life Stuff is for you. Order your copy right now on Amazon in Kindle, paperback, and free with Kindle Unlimited, because life may be complicated, but wisdom doesn't have to be. That Life Stuff from author Aaron Mullins on Amazon.
For the first time ever, we're bringing you My Pillow mattresses and mattress toppers for as low as $99.98. Remember, sleep's all about temperature and pressure points. Whatever sleep needs you have, we have the right technology for you. Like our My Pillow mattress topper, our queen size has over 10,000 individual comfort supports to help relieve your pressure points. And how about our 3-inch Hybrid Plus mattress topper? It's infused with copper and silver to help your body get the restorative sleep it needs. And our MyPillow and Case Coil mattresses, I personally helped develop these mattresses to make sure they have everything needed to give us great sleep. Plus, they're made right here in the USA, and they ship right to your front door absolutely free. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to get MyPillow mattresses and toppers for as low as $99.98 and free shipping.
I think I have my producer here.
All right, stand by.
Within shouting distance.
Oh, my goodness. Just over a minute. We'll be back.
Laura, are you here?
Steve, hold on. Stand by.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve is here. It's the Steve Kane Show. Our number is 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. What that guy was calling about, Steve, I was talking about this before you joined, okay? It's what the media's... Okay. The president's going to Georgia today. It's mainly for an economy discussion. He's going to a steel plant or something this afternoon, and he'll be taking a tour and speaking. But in Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene, since she resigned, there's a special election going on. Okay? And Trump has said who his pick is, but they're not likely to win because there's 18 people running in the special election. 18 candidates. To win...
This for Marjorie Taylor Greene seat?
Yes. This is a special election. There's 8... This is why the guy was calling. This is what I was... just to put some... I didn't get into this because we were late for the break, and I've taken the last few breaks late, and we're very behind on the schedule, so I'm probably going to get chewed out after the show, guys. But I apologize to the audience for the short segments. It's my fault. So anyway, we have a special election. I'm not exaggerating. There are 18 candidates in the special election in Georgia for Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat. To win, you have to break the 50% mark. So out of 18 candidates, how's anyone going to break 50%? If no one breaks 50%, they have a runoff April 7th. And then whoever wins that still has to run again. It's just to complete the term. So there's another primary in May, and then there's another election in November. So because there's 18 candidates, Trump has a guy he likes, but he said there's a lot of good people running out of the 18. The media are going to portray this as a Trump loss. Oh, Trump endorsed this guy, and his name's Clay something or other, and he lost. Well, there's 18 candidates. It's impossible for anybody to win that, right? So I'm just doing a little predicting, and that's why that guy was calling. Our Trump-endorsed candidate will likely lose because he has 17 people he's running against, and he has to break 50%. So the media are going to portray it as a Trump loss. His endorsement is meaningless. The country's turning against MAGA. Georgia's now in jeopardy. It's all nonsense. Okay, whatever they talk about with this ballot and that ballot and the down ballot and the up ballot and the sideways ballot, it doesn't matter. There's 18 people running in it. It's confusion. Courtesy of Marjorie Taylor Greene, who runs around like she's holier than thou, who's put everything in jeopardy here. So
well, there was a time I remember when she could do no wrong, according to you.
Well, until she did.
Until she did.
That's right.
The right answer.
That's right. That's right. I loved Marjorie Taylor Greene. I've met her and interviewed her and everything else, but that was before the betrayal, you know? And the other thing that gets me about her is she parades around as if she's the defender of women, you know? And here she is, a homewrecker. She stole a woman's husband that she's shacking up with now and engaged to, Brian Glenn from right, you know, and I don't think Brian Glenn's wife thinks that Marjorie Taylor Greene's a defender of women. You know, I think Marjorie Taylor Greene's corrupt, is what I think, and I'm disgusted by her, frankly. But the media will definitely portray it as a Trump loss, and what does his endorsement really mean anymore? And, you know, try to win with 18 people in the race, and you got to break 50%. Nobody could do that. And it's designed to be confusing. And this is part of what Marjorie Taylor Greene was involved in, right? Trying to weaken the Trump endorsement and MAGA movement as we're leading into the midterms. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. Remember when Trump said if you're a star, you can grab women by the pussy?
All right, that's the third dump of the day, and he didn't say that. I told you, Mike, that's it, you know. But while we're waiting for the delay to re-engage, let's talk about Dr. Philip Appleton and his laser away pain treatment. You know, I just talk about, you know, he's relieved me of pain 7 times, but I want to talk about my arthritis that I don't have anymore. Have you ever had arthritis, Steve?
No.
Oh, really? At your age, you never had arthritis?
Not yet.
Well, if it hasn't, at your age, what could happen, you know, if you haven't got it. But I had all this pain in my hand, in my finger. And the pain was so bad, I was almost in tears. It was that kind of pain. And I tried everything at home. And I went to see doctor. I didn't know what happened. I thought I jammed my finger. You know, like if you're playing basketball, you jam your finger. Right. I thought I jammed my finger, and that was causing the pain. Or maybe I had a fracture or something. So I went to see Dr. Appleton. He examined me, and he says, "You've got arthritis." And I said, "I'm done." Because I remember in my finger, because I remember when I was a kid, like my grandparents, they'd have arthritis in their fingers, then all of a sudden their hands were useless, right? And it was just terrible. And I said, "That's it, I'm done." He says, "No, the robotic laser treats the arthritis." And I said, "Doc, I'm going to need your miracle works today, because this is the worst pain I've ever experienced." And sure enough, he treated me with the robotic laser. He rid me of the arthritis pain, and it has not returned. I was amazed, Steve. It's amazing. So I don't have arthritis pain either, just like you, but I did, and it's bad. And I've talked to other listeners who have had arthritis in other parts of their body, and they're living an arthritis pain-free life too. Give Dr. Appleton a call. Appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome, even on Saturdays. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. We'll be back with the Gold Report after this. All right, so I'm going to put you on hold while I get William. Hold on. Hey there, we have 1 minute, all right? Hang in there, I'll stand by. All right, Steve, are you there?
Yep.
Okay, I've got William. We have just under a minute. We'll be back, so hang in there.
Long one.
Yeah. Hold on. Less than a minute. All right, we are back, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca. William Youngerman, how's gold looking today, and silver, and the other metals?
Gold and silver up slightly today after yesterday's nice gains on gold and silver, continuation of those gains this morning. Gold yesterday traded in a range of $4,853 on the low, all the way up to $5,012, and closed out the day at $4,976 the ounce. That was up $99. Silver gained $3.66 yesterday, closing at $77.07 the ounce. Platinum was up $68 at $2,072, and palladium gained $27 at $1,692. Overnight, we saw gold trade in a range of $4,960 all the way up to $5,023, and right now we're up $19 at $4,995 the ounce. Silver up $1.12 at $78.20 the ounce. Platinum down $12 at $2,060, and palladium down $40 at $1,652. So the metals continue to trade in a range somewhat sideways to upward. And the market's, again, very quiet in relationship to China being closed for their New Year's. And we'll be looking to take advantage of any dips this week in the market. So
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. If you can stop in, please do, at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road, on the first floor of the Bank of America building. You can, of course, do your transactions no matter where you are in the world over the phone and through the mail by calling toll-free 800-327-5010, 800-327-5010, and find William Youngerman's address and phone number on his website, williamyoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll finish out the week tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, take care. All right, we're back. You back with us, Steve?
Yep.
Okay, we're good. Yeah, so where were we? So anyway, they're going to try to spin the special election as a Trump loss as a gauge for the midterm endorsement power of Trump. And that's just, it does not apply in Georgia. You know, special elections are always kind of weird, but when you have 18 candidates, it's over. So don't let them convince you of that. They're not going to highlight that there's 18 candidates. They're just going to tell you who came in first and second, and who and Trump's candidate, if they didn't win. Okay, and that's what they're going to tell you. Okay, so don't. The only way they'll tell you there were 18 candidates is if he finishes 18th, the Trump guy. You know, so the media are really in a panic. Did you see Trump yesterday with the Black History Month event?
I love that. I love those ladies. It was terrific.
You know, black Republicans used to be so rare. Really, right? I mean, and it seems like everyone is Republican who's black now. I think there's been such a party switch with blacks back to the Republican Party in numbers we've never seen. And Trump's popularity with blacks, that's, you know, they were very upset that he didn't attack Jesse Jackson, who was a scumbucket. I was talking about Jesse. It was a smart move for him not to criticize Jesse. First off, it's Black History Month. He had this big event coming up. Why trash the man from Trump's perspective? It was a smart move.
It's a very good move.
Yeah. And believe me, President Trump knows more about what a scumbag Jesse Jackson was than you and I know, but, you know, he's dead. It doesn't, you know, he's irrelevant. He's been irrelevant for years, and he's even more irrelevant now, Jesse Jackson. So it would be counterproductive for him to talk about Jesse Jackson in a negative light, you know. But
it's amazing how much support Trump has in the black community.
we've never seen a Republican with black support like this. You know? And those old, they've totally lost the black vote, the Democrats, and there's no hope of getting it back. And it's happened for a number of reasons. I mean, there's no single reason why. But yesterday, the grandma that got up there, whose teenage grandson, was killed due to gun violence in D.C.
Yeah.
You know, and she says, we need the National Guard here. We want the National Guard here. And you know, and she said, when my grandson was killed, only Trump sent his people to come talk to me. The Democrats didn't want to talk to me. You know, and it's, you know, the Democrats have taken the black vote for granted for so long, and they lost it without even, and they didn't even realize it till it was gone. And
they're starting to realize how demeaning the race card is.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, that used to break my heart when I would listen to that.
Yeah.
And they were just being led around by the nose by these white liberals.
Mm-hmm.
But no more.
No.
Black community thinks for itself now.
I know. I mean, there's a lot of white liberals that are upset and offended, you know, for them. But the race card, it's been played too many times. It's lost its effectiveness. You know. Well, you know, there were some. I think the major reason that Democrats have lost the black vote is the illegals. You know, it used to be a big
part of it. That's definitely a big part of it.
Yeah, you know, blacks are like, well, why are you giving these illegals free housing, free this, free that, and not us? And they got really ticked off about it. And that, I think that was the number one. There's other factors, but that's probably the biggest factor. You know, and and what the Democrats told themselves, well, we got the blacks locked up. You know, so we can ignore them and help our new constituents, the illegals.
Yeah, didn't work out like that.
No, and their support of the illegals, they also lost the Hispanics at the same time. You know, the Latino vote went for Trump in the last election, and with the voter ID, 83% of blacks, or 73% of blacks support voter ID. Over 80% of Latinos support voter ID to vote. So even on the key issues, they're losing, and we're winning. I want to tell everybody about Coastal Weight Loss Secret. I was talking earlier. One thing that Coastal Weight Loss Secret was successful in doing with me that I didn't think was possible is I have a completely flat stomach. You know, as you grow older, you know, we men, you get a little bit of a belly going on down there. And I knew I was going to lose weight. I didn't realize how much and how easy it was going to be with Coastal Weight Loss Secret. But I didn't think it was possible without working out to lose the belly weight. And sure enough, I've got a completely flat stomach. And this is what my stomach was like now, like 30 years ago. And that is absolutely amazing. You can lose the weight too and keep it off and lose that belly, guys, with Coastal Weight Loss Secret. Give them a call. They can help you lose weight no matter where you are in the United States. At this number, you can schedule your no-charge consultation with Coastal Weight Loss Secret. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightloss.secret.com. All right? Yeah, so this midterm election, Steve, is the first midterm we've had with the black. It's the first midterm we've had with the black vote firmly on our side, because in the last year we've done the mass deportations, and President Trump has cleaned up crime in Memphis, D.C. Even, you know, murders are down 30% in Chicago. Did you know that, Steve? 30%.
And nobody appreciates that more than the black community.
Exactly. So one of the, you know, the analysis that you get from the pundits about the midterms, they're using dated analysis techniques. We got a second term that's non-consecutive, which none of us have experienced before. That brings a new excitement, great accomplishments, and the loss of the black vote. And, you know, taking out Maduro in Venezuela locked up the Hispanic vote. in ways that it hasn't been before. So there's all kinds of factors. All right, you want to squeeze a call or two in before the end?
Sure, let's do that.
Yeah, all right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name's Holly. I'm calling from Jupiter, Florida.
All right, Holly and
Hey,
Jupiter.
Holly.
What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, I got a question for you. I'm a Republican that's used to be a Trump supporter.
Of course.
And I'm curious, have you guys talked about the Epstein files at all? On
Yeah,
your
I'm
show
curious.
yet?
So you used to be a Trump supporter. Without Epstein, what turned you against Trump? You used to support him, now you don't. Other than Epstein, what turned you against Trump?
I don't like what he's doing with ICE right now.
ICE, he ran on that. He ran on that 3 times. So if you supported and voted for him, he was running on deportations all 3 times. Why'd you vote for him on something you were opposed to? Deporting people that are here illegally.
Well, can I talk?
Go.
I
You have anything to say?
Interrupted again.
Oh, please.
Yeah,
Victim
I think
card.
that the way that he's trying to protect the borders, I think there's another way to do it.
He ran on that 3
than
times.
what's
Hold on. You said you supported Trump. Now you don't. He ran on doing that in 3 elections. Just tell the truth that you never supported him, that you're a Democrat. It's okay. Admit it.
So what do you think about his involvement with the Epstein case?
He got Epstein arrested. He turned Epstein into the cops. That's what I think. But you're a liar. Just admit you're a Democrat. Admit it.
No, I thought this was a show where you could call in and give your.
This is a show where we call out liars who lie to us.
Oh wow!
Wow! Wow! Yeah.
Isn't it exciting?
No answers on the Epstein.
I
case.
answered it, but you didn't. You didn't want to hear it. I've answered it twice.
So
You know,
he was never
you
involved,
said
right?
you
He's not
said
a
that you
pedophile?
support. You said that you supported Trump, but you don't
God
now.
bless America with a pedophile in the office.
Yeah. See.
Amen.
See. Democrat. She hung up. Oh my goodness.
He ran on. That's too bad.
I didn't hang up on her. She hung up on her own. She got called out. She couldn't handle the heat. Got out of the kitchen. We're almost out of time for today. I love these. This whole thing that I was a Republican and I'm not now. This has been with every Republican, right? When Bush was president. Oh yeah, I voted Republican my whole life. I voted for Reagan. I voted for Bush once, but I can't do it. This is one of the oldest seminar caller techniques. They have been a Republican all their life. They even voted for the Republican in office, but this certain thing happened and they can't do it anymore. This is not something that's new with Trump. Okay? And this is one of the oldest lies in the liberal playbook. Now tomorrow is an exciting day. You know what tomorrow is?
What is tomorrow?
Oh, it's Friday. Open MAGA Mike Friday. Friday
Oh,
show.
okay.
Friday show is open phones. On Friday show, you can call in about any and everything on your mind.
That'll be fun.
The show prep is up to you and the listening audience on Friday's show. You don't even have to talk about the topics that Steve and I bring up. Okay, so it's open phones every Friday. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday, but you don't have to be MAGA to call in. You can be a liberal and call in on Open MAGA Mike Friday. The other 4 days, you got to talk about what we're talking about. And I know that's hard sometimes. We're herding cats with some of these callers, but Friday is your day. So, and sometimes that's the most exciting show of the week, and other times it's, depending on the quality of the talent in our caller pool. But that's tomorrow. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. My name is Brian Craig. Steve Kane, of course, has been here. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. on Open MAGA Mike Friday. And until then, God bless America. God bless Donald Trump. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Take care. All right, Steve, I'll call you later. All right.
Hello?
Yeah, I'll call you later.
Yeah.
All right, take care. All right, if you're on hold, no more calls today. I got to take off. But make sure you subscribe if you're new. Please like the video before you go, guys. Liking the video helps spread the word about the channel. Those likes help a lot. So It helps people find the channel and get it recommended to them that may not have found me yet. So please like the video before you go. My name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.